When the pimp's in the crib, no, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Take shelter for 28 minutes. 28 minutes. And then Poplar Bluff, you guys have a destructive, damage threat, severe thunderstorm warning. Oh my gosh, Poplar Bluff, this might be a really bad storm for you. Once again, you got to treat this as if it's a tornado warning. Do not go outside looking for anything. You don't have a tornado. There's nothing really to see. There is some rotation here, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing really to see. But Poplar Bluff, we're about to have a damaging storm come through with baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. They should be sounding these sirens right now in Poplar Bluff. Run to your safe spot. This is going to be a nasty one. And again, there is some rotation. In fact, it's showing up as a 76% on the west.
But you already came in here. So, sorry. What's up, guys? It is Mars Sports. It's Shaboy. Shaboing, boing, 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 boing. Marshall. And guess what?
The damaging wind.
Oh, wrong live stream. And we're here. It's your boy Marshall. So I've held up on this stream for a while.
So hard just the other day. This is now coming up towards Lucky Ridge and Peter. Lucky Ridge and Peter. Now I've got another chaser out in front of that. If you're in the WeatherWise app and you're looking at this storm, just click on Nick Busby. Nick Busby, he's right out there in front of this thing. And you're going to be able to see this come in from his vantage point as well.
All right, so. Yes.
Also, this is hail in Missouri, but this is what it does to your car. That's why you can't necessarily drive.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm watching that guy right now. The dude that posted it.
Yeah.
He's my weatherman.
You be the whole way? If you keep an eye on him, okay?
Got it.
Considerable damage threat, severe thunderstorm warning for Wise County, and
Sorry. A lot of things going on right now. Let's say we're going to do an NFL draft recap, baby. And it's going to be very, very fun. Now, before we get started, I'm going to throw a quick disclaimer out real quick. This stream could be like, how do I put this? This stream could go out, could be affected. Because here's the thing. One, I have to eat dinner at some point, like I always do. Two, I don't know if y'all know. You'll probably know if you're in DFW. There's snot I will not get out of my mouth, bro. But there's a lot of severe weather coming in right now. And there's tornadoes with it. So have to take precaution. Very much have to take a lot of precaution in those types of situations. So in the event that like tornado comes through or like or in a dangerous situation that we have to like
really expecting it to give it some. I hope everyone enjoys being part of the community, doing all I can to be supportive. Stay safe.
Get up here, bud. I'll move the blockade out of the way for you. Okay. So if there's a dangerous situation, then I will have to end the stream, or at least delay it a bit. But in case if the power goes out, I'm sorting all the scenarios out there. If the power goes out, then that most likely means the stream's going to go out because our internet's connected to the plugs, so we have to like have power to have it work. And in that point, I'll probably switch to hotspot and restart the stream. If there's then I'm gonna be stuck on stream for a bit, obviously. If I have dinner to eat, then I'm gonna like do what I usually do and just leave the stream going for a bit. Leave the stream idle for a bit. And that's pretty much it. If there's like a lot of rain, if you hear background noise, just ignore it. Because it's we might get some lightning strikes that we might not necessarily want. Because I will say lightning strikes pretty close to this house. A little too close. Heck, we have a lightning strike across the street. A few years ago, we had lightning strike across the street from us, literally on our street. My God, when the lightning's so close, you can hear the buzzing through the house. I'm not even kidding. So I might clip farm that. I'm sorry. But storm, it's starting up now. It's actually like raining pretty hard. It's just rain right now, so it's not terrible. But I mean, it's not drivable. Like I'd rather not drive than that. Yeah. So there's that. But I just want to throw that disclaimer out real quick. There's severe weather, so we'll have to deal with that. But today we're going to be recapping the NFL draft. I was going to do this the other day, but kind of, ran into some things, I guess. I don't know how to put that. Ran into some things that I'd rather not run into. Yeah. But just had to deal with that. Mainly because I don't know if y'all hear, but my throat got all messed up. Well, there's some things actually that was actually good, like my band concert and all that. Yes, last night. Then in Talladega the other day. So some things that I didn't want to run into, some things I do. Yeah. But yeah, there's that. Anyways, you guys ready? Let's do this. So the 2026 NFL Draft wrap up on Saturday evening with 257 players picked. So we're going to go through every team that has we're going to go through every team that every team, obviously, every team picked. We're going to go by team. We're going to analyze their picks. Let's do this. I'll try to speed run some of them. So yeah. Then after that, if we have time, we'll look at undrafted free agent signings because so much talent every year. You got to sign some other people. You feel me? Let's go. NFL draft picks by team. By team. By team. Oh, that looks dark. Sorry, if y'all hear background noise, like Pat talking, it's Ryan Trahan. Ryan Trahan, I'm so stupid. Sorry. Ryan Hall, y'all, not Ryan Trahan. Ryan Trahan doesn't cover the weather. I love Ryan Trahan, but he's not here around with the Legends.
Highway 730, I believe, going through the town of Briar. All right, he definitely got a big time.
Yeah, it's coming down pretty hard.
Big time,
What's up, bud?
He's trying to go through right now. Be damaging.
Yeah, I think Andy Hill's calling, bro.
It's all going down into some more populated areas. And some places that got hit hard the other day, like Hazel, Pelican Bay. You guys need to be indoors and away from windows and taking shelter right now.
Hazel again, bro? Hazel was in the path the other night.
I went at y'all watched the area north of Mineral Wells in Texas. Lots of people here as well. It's starting to surge out. That storm is right as it gets to Mineral Wells.
All right. Making the Reginald Samples mouth thing, like if you watch high school football, you know what I'm talking about. Goated coach, by the way. I love Reginald Samples. By the way, I may or may not have some high school schedule predictions coming out very soon. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be YouTube shorts, more than likely. Because we gotta get some more YouTube shorts in. You feel me? All right, let's go to NFL Draft 2026 picks by team. Let's start off with whatever the first thing. Okay, we'll go New Orleans first then. All right. Now we can do this. I actually don't love this format. I'm gonna try to go. Oh, fudge. My name is Joe. Mama. I'm I'm sorry. I need to stop. What the frick? This thing is way off. It says that the draft is live now. No. That thing's way behind. Let me reload the website. This thing's trolling, bro. Okay, there we go. I think. Nah, I'd rather not turn off my ad blocker. You know how those websites can be. Turn your ad blocker off. No, that's not what I was looking for. I want the players, my friend. Okay. CBS Sports usually is reliable in this type of thing. Okay, yeah, that works. I'd rather see like the actual pick number than the overall pick number than the pick number in the draft. Yeah, I'll fix it next time, maybe. I don't know, whatever I feel like. Let's start off with Arizona Wildcats. Just kidding. So with the Arizona Cardinals, as they had in Texas. Oh, that's south of me. Southwest. Weatherford.
Again, this is a live view from Weatherford, where you are under a tornado warning now. This also includes Walters Village, Garner, Cool, Preble, Millsap, Weatherford, Willow Park, and Anita South. This is going to be a dangerous storm, and you've got to take shelter now.
Yeah, that's I almost moved out there. It's Alito years ago. Sorry. No, let's do this. So starting out, Arizona Cardinals, as they addressed their offense pretty heavily during the draft. I think it was pretty valid. Granted, Cardinals were riddled with injuries last year, unfortunately, so that definitely didn't help their case. But it's for Oklahoma. For Choctaw and Push Mata. But hopefully everyone's okay, obviously. Oh, jeez. Okay. So yeah, starting out the third pick, they got Jeremiah Love. I think that's a good. Was it? Who's the other running back? Who's the Cardinals starting running back? I mean, you really need two on a team, honestly. They got Tyler Algier, James Carr, and Trey Benson. I think adding Jeremiah Love definitely is really. Whoa, some dudes windshield is all messed up. But Jeremiah Love, I think that's a good pick for them. I think they could really use someone like him to like help the team out in the rushing department. So I think that would really help them. And then they got interior lineman Chase Bisontis, an interior lineman from Texas A&M. I think that'll help. Who's the quarterback? Jacoby Brissett's probably been a starter. So we'll talk about the other quarterback in a second. Yeah, but I think that's good to help their own line. Carson Beck at pick 65. I think it's good that you get a quarterback to go along with Jacoby Brissett because let's be real. Jacoby Brissett, he's not a bad quarterback. He's not necessarily a star, in my opinion, though. I think that's their quarterback. I don't even know who the starting quarterback is right now. Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, Keaton Slovis. Was it Keaton Slovis at BYU? And Carson Beck, yeah. I think overall, I think that definitely adds some intrigue to the quarterback room. So, yeah. And then they got Caleb Proctor and pick 104, a D lineman from southeastern Louisiana. That's my cue to take the charger off because I saw lightning. I don't want my computer to get fried because of that. They got Caleb Proctor, D lineman out of southeast Louisiana. First, I believe he was the top FCS player picked in this draft.
Not a good sign for the residents. Not a good sign for the residents of Garner Mineral Wells School or Greenwood.
But Caleb Proctor, I think overall, I think it's a good pick. Helps the defense out there because I think that at least it's good they address the defense too. So, yeah, and then with pick 143, they got Reggie Virgil from Texas Tech. I think that's definitely a good pick for them. Add some intrigue to the wide receiver room. I think they could use some of that. Because, like, who's their best wide receiver? Cardinals were just such a weird team last year. Marvin Harrison and Michael Wilson. Like, I think they could definitely add some depth to that wide receiver, in my opinion. And then you got Carson Sharar. Yeah, 2 Carsons, just spelled differently. A linebacker from Iowa. I think that's good to help their defense out a bit. So yeah, just as long as all these players stay healthy, they'll be fine. And then Jaden Williams, an O-lineman out of Ole Miss, offensive tackle at Ole Miss, he was picked. Add some depth to the O-line, which is good for them. So I think that'll definitely help. All right, moving on. Is we got the Atlanta Falcons. They got 6 picks.
Once again, I'm zooming out here, showing you where everybody is. I got a lot of
The Atlanta Falcons, they picked their first pick wasn't until the 48th pick in the draft, as they got Avion Terrell, a cornerback out of Clemson. I think that's going to help their secondary out. Because like Falcons are just one of those teams where you think they're going to be good, but like they're usually disappointing. So yeah, we'll see what Kevin Stefanski can do. I think that'll help the secondary though out. And then they got Zachariah Branch out of Georgia, who used to be at USC, I'm pretty sure. That's a good pick. I think one's for Georgia, and the Georgia players very used to playing in that stadium. And 2, honestly, I think that it'll help the wide receiver. I think they could use another wide receiver. I know Zachariah Branch got into trouble since I mean it's a typical Georgia thing, but I know he got in trouble for unfortunately I think it was a misdemeanor or something. I don't know, something weird, but I think that definitely hurt his draft stock a bit. But so you could argue that's a steal, but yeah. But I think that's a good pick as long as Zachariah Branch learns his lesson. I don't know what's going on in that Georgia football team, but a lot of their players get in trouble for some reason. And then pick 134, they got Kendall Daniels, a linebacker from Oklahoma. I think that's going to help the defense out a bit. So that's a good pick for them. Did they still have Caden Ellis? Or is I think his brother's on the page. I don't know. I think it's a good pick. And they got Ontario Thompson, defense tackle Washington. I think that adds some depth to their defensive lines. I think that's good for them. Then they got Harold Perkins Jr., linebacker LSU. It hurt to see Harold Perkins go. I mean, I was very happy for him that he got drafted. It does hurt to see him go from my favorite team to a rival team. He says he's no longer a Saints fan anymore. I'm like, understandable, but it does suck. But Harold Perkins, I think that's a good pick. I'll add another linebacker there. I remember originally he was going to be like a first-round pick, but, I mean, I will say as good as the defense was last year, Harold Perkins was not the main star, obviously. He had some other players. Like obviously, Mansur Delane was the one that really took over, and he was really, really good. So, yeah. Overall, though, I think that's a good pick for them. As their defense. And then pick 231, they got Ethan Oniawa, offensive tackle Ohio State. That's a good pick for them too. They'll help Michael Penix get protected. So yeah, I think that's their starters. It's not. I know it's not Kirk Cousins anymore. I can tell you that for a fact. Now you got the Baltimore Ravens with 11 picks. They were not shying away from picks this year. So yeah, for the first pick that they had, which is pick 14 in the draft. They ended up getting Olava. I never know how to pronounce this now. Sorry. They got Olaiva Vega Ione, an interior lineman from Penn State. I swear, some of these old linemen have names I cannot even pronounce, bro. Like the Saints one, Talise Fuagua. And then that one that got drafted by, I'm pretty sure, the Jets. Olashia Fam. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of a cracker. I can't pronounce names, so that's on me, honestly. Yeah, but so that's a good. Anyways, that's a good pick for them. I think that's going to give Lamar Jackson some protection. I know he got injured last year, so I think that'll help him out. But so yeah, and then the second round they got Zion Young, who was an edge from Missouri. I think that's a good pick. give Trey Hendrickson I think Trey Hendrickson is an edge. He gives I don't know. Actually, I don't know what position. I forgot what. Is Trey Hendrickson an edge? I'm so stupid. I don't remember these defensive positions as well. An edge. Yeah, he's an edge. I figured. With Trey Hendrickson, so that's going to be good for him. Yeah. And then round 3, they got Jacoby Lane, wide receiver at USC. Gives another weapon for Lamar Jackson throw. I think that's a really good. I think it's a good pick for them. I think they could use some wide receivers, honestly. Anyways, yeah. And then pick 4, they got Elijah Surratt, a wide receiver at Indiana. That's a good pick too. Also gives another wide receiver. Gives another weapon for Lamar Jackson. I think if you load him up with some really, really good players, he's going to be really good. Of course, Surratt was on the national championship winning team for Indiana, which, I mean, that's weird to say considering it's football. Yeah. And then for Ralph, wow, geez. 1, 2, 3, 4 picks in the 5th round. Good Lord. Pick 133, they went with Matthew Hibner, tight end of SMU. It's a good pick, another weapon for Lamar Jackson. He'll get to be with who's their tight end? I forgot who the Ricard. Forgot his name. Mark Andrews. That's a really good tight end to be behind. So I think he'll be. I think he might be quite. I think he pair him up with Mike Andrews, Mark Andrews, and some other players. I think he can learn a lot of that. He'll thrive off that pretty well. So yeah, it's a good pick. And then 162, they got Chandler Rivers, a cornerback from Duke. He fell pretty far on the board. Well, I can tell if I'm thinking of the right player. That's a good pick. It'll help their secondary out. I think they could really use some help with that too. So yeah. And then 173, they got another tight end, Josh Cuevas, tight end of Alabama. Gives another one for Lamar Jackson to throw to. So I think that's a help. I think loading up that tight end room I think will really help, especially with a veteran like Mark Andrews. And then pick 174, literally back-to-back picks. Yeah, Adam Randall, running back at Clemson. That's a good pick. He'll get to be with who's their running back? Derrick Henry and all that. So he'll be in a really good wide receiver room. Something Justice. Justice Hill. Big Justice. Yeah, Rasheen Ale and Dante McMillan. So yeah, I think you put him in a really good running back room. That's really going to help. So yeah. And they got a punter, Ryan Eckley, from Michigan State. I think that's a good pick. Helps their special teams out. I think special teams, in my opinion, is the most underrated underrated field in football. Like that determines a lot more than people think. I think it's good that they pick him, and it's honestly kind of rare that it's honestly pretty limited. The amount of special teams players that get picked are pretty limited. To kickers and punters specifically. So good for him. I know they got kicker Tyler Luke last year, so after Justin Tucker got in some trouble. Yeah. And then to pick 250, they got Rayshawn Benny, a defensive tackle out of Michigan. That's a good pick for them too. Cool. I would have said his name. Cool. That's cool. Hopefully everyone's okay there because there's a tornado around there. Whoa, jeez. Holy moly. That dude's. Wow, Matthew Kapucki. Dang, he's in the tornado. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of debris.
This is a live view of debris
Jeez.
falling from the sky out here near Cool, Texas, where we have a tornado.
Does not look very cool there right now. I'll tell you that for a fact. Sorry. Whoa, hold up. NCAA men's and women's tournament set to expand to 76 teams. Dang, bro. That's going to make the play around even more interesting. I mean, more teams. I mean, say what you want about that, but it gives us more basketball, so I'm happy about it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Was that Rayshawn Benny, defensive tackle of Michigan? Good pick. I think that's going to help their defensive lineup out. I think that's a good pick for them. Then pick 272. There's no pick 273. Sorry, 253. They got Evan Bjornston, guard out of Northwestern. That's a good pick for them too. It'll help also help the O line a bit. So I think they addressed a lot of needs in this draft. I think the Ravens are in a really good spot for next year, as long as Jesse Minter is successful. I think he'll be a good coach though. I think he's going to be a good coach. I mean, he's got a lot of resources. So he's got a lot working for him. Yeah, I think it's a coach. So, yeah. Now, speaking of new coaches that got fired from elite organizations, you got the Bills, who has Joe Brady as their coach now, my boy. Part of the reason why Joe Burrow is a huge reason why Joe Burrow and the whole LSU team was so good last year, or in 2019. I almost said I wish last year's 2019, but if last year's 2019 be 2020 and 2020 was COVID, that kind of sucked. So, yeah. Anyways, the Buffalo Bills, they ended up getting they for some reason every year they love to trade down as far as possible for some reason. They do that every year, no matter what. Remember 2024, that's what I got Keon Coleman. I love Keon Coleman. But I mean, to be fair, they did trade way down in that draft. Yeah. But they got TJ Parker, edge out of Clemson, pick 35. Dude's a really good defensive player. I think that's really helping the Bills' defense out. I know that Clemson wasn't that good last year. They had a down year. But, I mean, they had a lot of great talent. They're like him and Peter Woods. So, there's that. Probably the Bills had 10 picks, so they had a lot of picks, too. Especially in the 7th round. Jeez. Then pick 62. They got Davison Agbinosun, cornerback at Ohio State. I think it's a good pick for them too. I think that'll help their secondary out, which that'll be good for them. So yeah. Then no picks in the 3rd round, but they have 3 in the 4th round. This is 102. They got Jude Bowery, offensive tackle at Boston College. It's a good pick. It'll help protect Josh Allen. I know Boston College was not good last year, but they had some talented players, and like Lewis Bond was pretty good too. But I mean, I mean, anything but Boston College is better for him. He'll have success there. So yeah. Then pick 125, they got Skylar Bell, wide receiver out of UConn. That's an underrated pick, man. I think he's a good fit for the Bills. I think the Bills could use some more wide receiver. I mean, UConn was a really good team last year. They had 9 wins last year. They even beat Boston College, and they even beat Duke, who ended up winning the ACC. So UConn's actually good at football, which is weird to say, but because normally they're a basketball school, and they still are a basketball school, obviously. Look, they just made the NCAA championship, and of course they made the Final Four in both men's and women's. So there's that. Dang, it's pouring down hard now. But that's a good pick for them. I think that'll really help out the wide receiver room. So, because sometimes the Bills' wide receiver room seems a little random, the points, but yeah, not bad, but kind of random. And then back-to-back picks. And the very next pick, they got Caleb Alarms or linebacker out of TCU, which, I mean, TCU is only like 30 minutes away from my house, so a local guy. Wow, that's a lot of clouds. But I think that's a good pick for them, too. It helps their defense out. Then is Von Miller still on that team? Oh, he's on the Commanders. I'm so stupid. Yeah. But I think it's a good pick. Help that defense out. So, yeah. Then 167, they got Jalen Kilgore, safety out of South Carolina. I hope their secondary out. South Carolina, while they weren't a good team last year, hey, they still had a lot of talent on that team. But I think that's a good pick for them. Helps the secondary out. And think getting a safety like Jalen Kilgore will help the team out. So, yeah. And then pick 181, they got Zane Durant in relation to Kevin. Defense tackle to Penn State. That's going to help the defensive lineman. I think the defensive line is going to help them out a lot. I think it's a good pick. So, yeah. There's that. And then, sorry if I skip any picks. If I do, I'll just comment down or holler me in the chat, and then I can get back to them. Don't cap about it. And then they had three 7th round picks. So pick 220, they got Taranio Toriano Pride Jr., a cornerback from Missouri. He must have a lot of pride. But does that mean he's gay? I'm sorry. Oh, one of the Storm Chasers in Justin, Texas. That's like 5 minutes away from my house. 5-10 minutes away from my house. So that's not a good sign because the storm's getting here. And right as I say that, I think the weather just got more intense. But Toronto Pride Jr. That's a good pick. It also helped their secondary. They got some secondary players. I think that's good for them. So I think the Bills are overall a great team, but they haven't made the Super Bowl yet. So I mean, they gotta do everything they can. You feel me? So yeah. The Bills aren't winning a Super Bowl until I don't even know when they're winning. They're just so unclutched in the playoffs, man. And then 239, they got Tommy Dahman, a punter out of Florida. That's a good pick too. I think that'll help that special teams out. Who's the punter for who was the punter for the Bills last year? Mitch Wisnowski. Yeah, they had some interesting punter situations. So yeah, I think as long as he stays healthy and all that, he'll be good. But I think that's a good pick. But Tommy Dahman, I think is a good pick. If you're a kicker or punter getting picked in the draft, that means you're really good. There's ever going to be that day where the kicker or punter is going to be the first pick in the draft. That'd be amazing. It's not going to happen though. Like you barely ever see a non-quarterback get a first pick. The next year, Jeremiah Smith could be the first pick. I'm just saying, depends on what team though. But at least be in the top 2, I think. It really depends, unless they really need quarterbacks. I could see some teams might need quarterbacks next year. Just saying, I'm looking at you, Steelers, because Aaron Rodgers is eventually going to retire. Although they had Drew Aller, but I don't know. That's their long-term solution, though. And then pick 241. They got Armad Reed Adams, sorry. Guard out of Texas A&M also help. That's a good move. I think that also helped out their O-line. So they got D-line, O-line coverage. That's good. I think the Bills got to put themselves in a good position with this draft. Not the Carolina. They only had 7 picks. Interesting. One for every round. Well, actually, there's no 6th-round pick because they had 2 in the 5th round. But anyways. But round 1, pick 19, they picked Monroe Freeland. But if we have time after this time in the stream, maybe I can compare my mock draft to like the actual picks. I love doing that because I love seeing my results after. I did the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round. I did the 2nd, 3rd round the day after the 1st round. Holy moly. Wow, jeez, let's start. That is wild. Holy moly, dude. Oh my God. Holy crap. Y'all see this? Y'all should see this. That is wild, dude. That is, it's really, whoa. Oh, shoot. There's a tornado in Red River. Okay, that's not near us. Oh, that's way northeast of me. Like Paris is way north. Paris, Texas, not Paris, France. Yeah. Anyways, round 1, pick 19. They got Monroe Freeland, or lineman out of Georgia. I think that definitely is going to help them. He's a really good lineman. I think it's going to help Bryce Young get protected. Because Panthers were actually not a bad team last year. Yeah, they went 8-9, but like they're inconsistent at points. But like they made the playoffs. They won the division. Yeah, it's the NFC South. NFC South sucks, but still. But I think that's a good pick. I think that's a good pick for the Panthers. So yeah, I think that team could be pretty good next year. I mean, it seems like Dave Canales is genuinely building something there. Because like that team was really, really bad a few years ago. I almost feel kind of like sympathy for the Panthers, even though I don't like the Panthers because they're the Saints' rival. But I mean, I kind of felt good about them making the playoffs. I mean, even though I didn't at the same, it's complicated, yeah. But I felt happy for the players, I guess, and Dave Canales. But at the same time, I don't really like the Panthers. Obviously, I'm not supposed to like the Panthers, anyways. Yeah, I'm a Saints fan. I don't even like my own team sometimes. So, yeah, take that for what you will. Then, whoa, jeez. Now it's pouring. Holy moly, dude. The wind's coming in. Okay. I'm going to take my, okay. All right, let's see. Pick two, round two, pick 49. I got Lee Hunter, defensive lineman out of Texas Tech. That's a good pick too. After offense, they got defense. I think that's good. They covered the defense line a bit too. I think the Panthers' defense was inconsistent last year. I think that helped out the defense a bit. Getting a really good D lineman like him. So yeah. And then pick 83. They got Chris Brazel, the second. A wide receiver out of Tennessee. That's a really good pick. I think they'll give another wide receiver for the Panthers. And like the wide receiver, I think got some good ones. Like they got Legit and all that, like and some others. But I think Don Thielen left the team. I don't know if he left already, but yeah. But here's a good pick. I think he'll be really good with the Panthers. So, although he's with Bryce Young, who went to Alabama, Tennessee thing. Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't matter, but yeah. But so that's a really good pick. Round 4, pick 129. I got Willie the third. Again, second, the third. What's the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the? I'm just gonna stop there. Cause yeah, I'm not gonna brain rot you off. I don't have to. They got Willie the third, cornerback on Texas A&M. That's a good pick for them. He'll be with Michael Jackson, the cornerback, not the late and great singer. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson. I'm actually doing a project on Michael Jackson, one of my classes right now. But that's a good pick. That's a really good pick for them. I think they'll help the secondary out. So, yeah. And pick 144. They got Sam Height, interior lineman from Kansas State. That's a good pick. They'll also help give Bryce Young some more protection. So I think that's a good pick for them. Overall, I think that'll help Bryce Young out, and think the O lineman thinks it's gonna be a lot better next year for them too. Then the 151, they got Zaki Wheatley, safety out of Penn State. That's a good pick for them too. It'll cover the secondary, which I think is good for them because like I said, the defense was inconsistent up once last year. They did get swept by the Saints though. Maybe that's why I'm feeling sympathy for them. I don't know, but and the Saints weren't that good last year. Let's be real for a second. They weren't terrible, but they weren't good. But the Panthers were actually a decent team last year. But the Zaki Wheatley, I think it's a good pick. Help their secondary out. And honestly, I also think that's the Panthers are going to be in a good spot with their defense. And then pick 227, they got Jackson Kuwach, linebacker to Miami, Ohio. Yeah, you need to know this. You know the Cinderella story out of men's basketball this year, of course. Dang, my freaking dang! Don't blow a power line out, please. They got Jackson Kuwach, linebacker Miami. That's a good pick for them to also help their defense out. I think they addressed their needs pretty well. Honestly, I think is that the one Miami Ohio player that got picked in the draft? Yeah. But overall, I think that Panthers did pretty good. They didn't have much picks as some others, but I think they had a good draft. Now we got the Bears, who also had 7 picks. In round 1, pick 25, they got Dylan Thieneman, safety out of Oregon. That's a good pick for them. Help their secondary out because I will say the Bears. What the frick? Some dude's speeding in the road. Oh, 1 second. Some dude is going really fast through our neighborhood in the rain. Like, God dang, that is a storm chaser. Yeah, they hired you a plane. I'm not. That's their fault. Hopefully they don't, obviously, but that's their fault. If they. Yeah. Anyways, with the Bears, they had Dylan Thieneman, safety out of Oregon. I think that's a good pick. Help the secondary because Bears had some defense issues last year. They were great last year, but they did have some defense inconsistencies at points. So I think that'll help them. And then and he's a really good player. Yeah. And then pick 57. They got Logan Jones, interior lineman of Iowa. It's a good pick. Help Caleb Williams get some protection. See, I think that's a good pick. I think that'll I think the Bears they'll help Caleb Williams out. And yeah. Then pick 69, nice. They got Sam Roush, tight end out of Stanford. That's a good pick for them too. He'll He'll be with Cole Komet. I think he's is he still on that team? Colson Loveland, Cole Komet, and Sam Roush. I think he got really good. I forgot they got Colson Loveland last year, but I think got a really good tight end room there. So I think adding Sam Roush will be great for them too. Then pick 89, they got my boy Xavier Thomas, wide receiver at LSU. That's a good pick for them. Xavier Thomas was I know he's a good return man. So I think he could. I know that Barry Brown was to do that return everything last year. I think that'll be beneficial for them. Hello. All right. Love you too. Dinner's ready, my boys. So but yeah. Anyways, I'll finish on Xavier Thomas, but that's a good pick. I think that'll I think he could be a good kick returner too. So yeah. Then they got Malik Muhammad at pick 124, a cornerback out of these guys. Sorry, the Texas Longhorns. That's a good pick for them too. Helps their secondary out. I'm surprised he slid that far. I'm a little surprised, I guess, but I mean he's a really good player. So I think that'll help the secondary out there too. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get to the Bears real quick, and then I'm gonna go eat dinner. So yeah, I'm putting my thing on the charger. If I regret this, then y'all can blame me. If the stream goes out, that means the power's out or my computer's glitched. I don't know. And then pick 166 like Keyshawn Elliott, linebacker, Arizona State. That's a good pick for them too. Helps their defense and adds some depth to the defensive bit. So I think that's really good. I think it's good that they cover defense in this draft. So yeah. And then pick 213, they got Jordan Vandenberg, the defensive line out of Georgia. That's also a good pick for them. Georgia Tech, sorry. Also a good pick for them too. Help the defensive line out a bit. I think the Bears are genuinely set to be really good next year. I know they didn't have that many picks, but I still think they did pretty well. How many? Wait, the Jets made 8 picks. I guess they're pretty top heavy. Fair enough. I guess they traded a lot of their picks. All right. Well, we'll start with we'll pick up with the Cincinnati Bengals when we went in a bit. So I'll see you on the bit. I'll be back shortly. Oh, geez. Pin the message. And I'm going to mute the stream. Why not? All right. See you in a bit. Oh no, we're back. So shut up. Shut up, people that don't even watch this channel, because no one watches this channel apparently. God, why does my butt keep itching? I'm sorry, that's a very random to ask, but I'm being serious, man. My butt's been itchy all freaking day. But by the way, that storm was not as bad as it looked, I will admit. Like, we're actually got some sunshine now. Yeah, that got ripped off. That's the good kind. That's the good type of ripped off. Obviously, hopefully everyone else is okay, but still. But let's continue on. We stopped at the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's see, what did the Bagels?
Yeah, you can tell that they're meatball supercells because they are.
So let's do this. So they didn't get to pick till the second round. It was the 41st pick of the draft. One of the meme numbers, allegedly. As they got Cassius Howell, edge out of Texas A&M. I'm pretty sure their first pick last year was an A&M player too. I think it was like Nick Scourton or who was. It was like some controversy, like he wasn't going to return or so. I don't know.
Somebody said those thunder and lightning connected rain there in Irving, Texas. And we cannot arrive
Shamar
at a
Stewart.
threat on this storm yet. It's still, I mean, it's trying to do the thing where it absorbs this other supercell. And now we got one giant beat.
Oh, he actually played for them. Okay. There was a controversy. I don't know if it was him or I think it was him. He said he returned to the Aggies if they didn't get a contract for him. I don't know. Overall, I think it's a good pick. I think they could use some defensive weapons. Cassius Howell was really good to A&M. So I think that'll be a good asset for them. So yeah. Pick 3s and then or pick 72 in round 3. You got Takario Davis, a cornerback from Washington. No, not the Commanders, but the Huskies. That's a good pick too to help their secondary because the Bengals have not been. They've been so disappointing the last few years, man. Like, I know they have injuries, but still. But Takario Davis, that's a good pick for them to help their secondary out. So yeah. I think the Bengals eventually are going to be better. I just think Zach Taylor is holding them back a little bit. That's some other factors. Because like, Zach Taylor can coach a good team. It's just like make some random calls sometimes. He's going to be in the hot seat next year, though. Then pick 128, they got Connor Liu. I don't know. Interior O-lineman for Auburn. That's a good pick. I know there's the running theory. There's a running thing about the about what is it? The Bengals not having a good O-line. That they've improved over the years. I think you got some more O-linemen. I think that'll help. It won't get Joe Burrow killed because he keeps getting injured, like pretty much every other year. So I think it'll help the O-line a bit. So yeah. And then pick 140, they got Colby Young, wide receiver of Georgia. That's a good pick for them. It'll give Joe Burrow a weapon to throw to. So yeah, that'll be good for them. He was great at Georgia. So yeah. And then Brian Parker the second for pick 189 in round 6, of course. He's a guard for Duke. That's a good pick too. Another alignment that would really help. So that'd be nice. Yeah, because I think if they address an O-line every year, I think that at least helps a bit. So yeah. Then pick 221, they got Jack Andrews, tight end out of Texas. That's a good pick too. I think they could use a tight end. So I don't even know who their tight end was. Mike Gesicki and Drew Sample. Those are some pretty good ones, but I think add Jack Andrews to that room. That'll be good for them. And then pick 226. You got Landon Robinson, defensive tackle at Navy. First off, thank you for your service. But that's a good pick for them. Navy is a great team. Has been a great team the last few years. And I think a defensive tackle really helped their D-line out. So, yeah, but I mean, the Bengals just had some I think they have potential to be good every year. It's just they're not always good. So I think these draft picks, if they work out, I think they'll be really good for the Bengals. Yeah.
Dallas and Tarrant County, we're talking about 1-inch hail and 60 miles per hour winds coming in over the next hour. 2 million people are in that alert.
Actually, I think after this, we'll do the draft comparison thing. It's literally hold up.
Okay, this has always been a rotating storm.
Oh, it's sunny again, kind of.
Some steam. Will it continue to lose steam? I don't know. We'll watch it together.
It's literally flashing bright. The sun's flashing so bright right now, bro. It's a beautiful sign. Anyways, Browns have 10 picks, which is a lot of picks, which is good, especially for a team like the Browns that need them. And pick 9, they got Sincere Fano, offensive tackle out of Utah. That's a good pick for them. I think that they could use an O-line help for – is it Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, who the starter is going to be? Spencer Fano is an amazing O-lineman. He was great at Utah. He'll help their O-line a bit. So, yeah. New era under Tom Monken, I'm pretty sure, is their head coach now. So, yeah. Then they got pick 24. They got Casey Concepcion, wide receiver out of Texas A&M. He's a really good wide receiver, man. I think it's really going to help the Browns out. He was a great return man last year. Like he returned that huge touchdown against LSU. Sucks, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I had to witness the bad side of that. So of course I'm an LSU fan. So yeah, but it helped Brian Kelly get fired. So what do I know? But I think it's a good pick. I think that's a weapon for Deshaun Sanders. I don't know. But there were two. So yeah. And then pick 39 to go with Denzel Boston from Washington. Ironically, not from Boston or Boston College. Probably better not be from Boston College because Boston College wasn't very good last year. Washington was actually a solid team last year. But that's a good pick for them. I think they give another wide receiver for them to work with. I think that's really essential for what they need. So yeah, because I think as long as their offense improves, they're going to be in a good spot next year. They could be in a good spot next year. And yeah, and then pick 58. I'm pretty sure this is the guy I put at pick 33. But pick 58, they went with Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety out of Toledo. That's a good pick for them, honestly. I think it'll help the secondary out, get them people to work with because Browns got potential. It's just the Browns are usually one of those sucky organizations in football. They're not Jets level, but they got. But I think they can be good. Depends on the year. But I think that's overall. Wow, that thing. Satellite from Jackson, Mississippi, skin all the way to Lufkin, Texas. That's insane, bro. Anyways, but that's a good pick for them. I think they could use some secondary help. So yeah. And then pick 86, they went with O-lineman again. They went Austin Barber, offensive tackle of Florida. That's a good pick for them. I think they can use the O-line help. So there's that. I think. Oh, geez. It's rained hard in Weatherford. But that's a good pick. I think that'll really help out the D line, the O lineman, the O line. I think that'll give the quarterback some protections. And then 146. That didn't pick for a while, but pick 146. They went with Parker Brailsford, interior O line out of Alabama. It's a good pick for them too. It also, I think they really addressed the O line pretty well in this draft. I think they got a lot of good players. So Parker Brailsford is a great O lineman for Alabama. I think that's really going to help their team. Yeah. And pick 149. They have oh my God. No way. They got Justin Jefferson. Except it's a different Justin Jefferson. It's a linebacker. It's the one that's a linebacker from Alabama. Could you imagine though if you went to the Vikings? Man. But of course it's like LSU's biggest rival, the other Justin Jefferson's on. Good Lord.
And you can see even from this point of view,
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Anyways, sorry.
We did get a new tornado warning in Arkansas. So this is a tornado warning for Howard and Sevier counties in Arkansas. Some rotation is coming
Sorry.
out of Oklahoma into Arkansas over here for some of these communities like Gillum, Fairfield,
There we go.
and Polo.
Sorry, that's probably disgusting. I'm 18 years old. I did not do that in public. But Justin Jefferson, I think it's a good pick for them. Helps their defense out too. So I think the Browns could be good. I think especially for like Tom Buchan, the defensive minded coach. He was at Georgia a while back. I think that would really help out the teams. Yeah. And then pick 170, they got Joe Royer, tight end from Cincinnati. Imagine Cincinnati got him. Yeah. That's the Bengals got him. This is Cincinnati Bearcats, not the Bengals. That's a good pick for them. They could use a tight end. What's his face? Miles. Oh, it's Harold Fannin. Who's that? David Njoku. I think you can add to that tight end room. They got some good tight ends there, so I think it'll help. I think it'll improve that tight end room. So I think it's a good pick for them. And then pick 182, they got holy crap, they got another quarterback. Sorry. They got Taylor Green, though, quarterback at Arkansas. Taylor Green's a really good quarterback, man. I think it'll be great to back up Deshaun Watson. I said this the other day when right before Taylor Green got picked. If he goes to the Razorbacks or the Browns, it's kind of depressing. And he did. I mean, the Browns could definitely be a good team next year. But, that's a good pick. Taylor Green was really good. It's just unfortunately his team, the team he was playing for, wasn't very good. So.
Is a live video of the strongest part of the season out right now. Looks pretty manageable to me. Actually, let's go up. Let's try to get right here in front of the heaviest precipitation core.
Yeah, sorry, but overall that's a good pick. I think that's a great backup quarterback. Then 248, and this is their last pick. Is round 7. They get Carson Ryan, tight end BYU, another tight end. I think that'll improve the tight end room even more. So I think they gave some weapons for Deshaun Watson or Shedeur. I don't even know who the quarterback's going to be next year, man. The Browns or the heck Taylor Green. I don't know. Probably not going to be Taylor Green, but overall, I think the Browns, they did good in this draft. They might have overaddressed a few positions, but I think overall they had a solid draft. They got a lot of picks, so I think they got a lot out of it, which is nice.
All the way down here into Burleson and Claiborne. Okay.
Cleburne?
Tornado possible. Considerable damage threat.
Moving on. Now we have I didn't realize the Cowboys only had 7 picks. Granted, they went a long time without picking, so that's probably why. But pick 11, they got Caleb Downs. Let me go get a tissue real quick.
Nick Busby is giving us a live view of the storm coming to Dallas. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, screw it. I'll just use my fingers. Anyways, sorry. They got. I think that's actually a really good pick for the Cowboys. Jerry Jones clearly took his meds. I think defense was a huge priority for this draft. Like they only drafted one offensive player. I think that was actually the right thing to do. Like they really, really addressed though. Or actually, they got 2 offensive players, but still, I think they really addressed what they needed in this draft. Caleb Downs is a really good pick. I think would be a great secondary for the Cowboys. Dude went from Dude went from Alabama to Ohio State, so he went from one powerhouse to another. And now he's going to go from a powerhouse to a make-believe powerhouse. But I think that's a really good pick for the Cowboys. And then they got Malachi Lawrence, edge at UCF with pick 23, the 23-11. That's a really good pick too. I think it'll definitely help the deep. Another that can be touched up. That got touched up on, which I think honestly Cowboys really need to address it because I think the Cowboys offense was really good last year. It's just their defense was holding back. I think they really addressed the defense pretty well. Someone's at DFW airport right now. Sorry. Yeah, that's a great pick for them. And then because I think I know they traded to the Eagles of all with the Eagles of all players, like draft picks and all that.
fire. The bridge bozos come out in droves. Now, there's a lot of bridges there, so there's a lot to choose from. Okay, it's going to take a while before the traffic gets blocked up, but this is still a violation. This is a violation. I will not stand for it. Point and laugh, y'all. These are the bridge bozos. They're using the car debris out there.
Bro, sorry. The bridge people. Anyways,
For this storm, it ain't even-
but they went from pick. They didn't pick again until the third round, pick 92. They got Jaysean Barham, edge out of Michigan. That's a really good pick for them too. Another edge to help the defense out. And I think that's really good for them. Honestly, they really need a defensive help. And then they went O-line on one pick 112 for Drew Shelton, offensive tackle from Penn State. I think it's good they addressed O-line too. I think that'll help protect Dak Prescott. And I'm surprised his name's not Tyler, but I mean, if you know, you know. But I think it's a good pick for them. And then pick 114, they went with Devin Moore, a cornerback out of Florida. Addresses the secondary pretty well with that one too. So I think that's a really good pick. So another defensive pick. Keep them coming. Yeah. And then pick 137, it went with LT Overton, D-line of Alabama. That's a really good pick too to help the defensive line out a lot. And I think, I think it's good that they address these needs. And then 218, they went with Anthony Smith, wide receiver out of East Carolina. They actually not the first East Carolina they've picked in the last 2 years. They actually picked Siobhan Revel, a cornerback who was from Eastern Carolina last year. Yeah, but they went Anthony Smith, wide receiver out of East Carolina. That's a good pick for them. Give another weapon for Dak Prescott to go to throw too. So yeah, I think the Cowboys. Well, I think they lacked picks a little bit. I think they really addressed what they needed. Honestly, I think that's what matters the most. Then the Broncos, who did not pick until the third round. My God, what do I know? I guess Bo Nix was enough for them for a few years. I mean, it's working out for them. Yeah, but they didn't pick till pick 66 in the draft was their first pick. They went with Tyler Oniadum, defensive tackle at Texas A&M. That's a good pick. It'll help their D-line out. I will admit the Broncos had the clutch up a lot last year, and I think it was better. I think the defense is a huge part in why you're so going to add to that. I think that's really good. That's really good for them. Yeah. And then pick 108, they went with Jonah Coleman, wide running back from Washington. That's a good pick too. It would be paired up with like RJ Harvey, and I'm pretty sure they might have some other running backs too. But I think they add to that running back room. I think that's really good for them. So yeah. And then right after that, pick 111, pick 111. They were Cage Casey. That's a mouthful. Interior lineman from Boise State. That's a good pick for them too. I think that'll help Bo Nix get protected. So yeah, and of course the Broncos were really good last year. So you add some more, and then they're gonna be even better. So yeah. And then pick 152, they went with Justin Jolly, tight end out of NC State. That's a good pick for them too, as that tight end. Who's their tight end last year? Adam Troutman. Yeah, of course, the former Saints players in there. So that's that tight end room. I think that's going to be really good for them. And then they did have Mr. Irrelevant though this year. Pick 257 with linebacker from Buffalo, Red Murdoch. That's a good pick for them too. I think it'll help the defense. And we see Mr. Irrelevant be successful in the past. Brock Purdy. Honestly, I think it's a good pick for them. Like,
that's probably what it sounds like right there.
Yeah, but I think it'll help their defense out a bit. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Overall, I think that's a really good. I think overall that the Broncos draft. I think they picked some good players, but like they didn't really get to pick that much. Like at least not in the top rounds. But yeah. So yeah, but I think they picked up well at least. It's just they didn't have much of them. I guess that's the best way I'll put it. Yeah. Sorry.
So once again, they upgraded this to a.
Then we had the Detroit Lions with 7 picks. They got Blake Miller with their first pick, offensive tackle out of Clemson. That's a good pick for them. Another one of those good Clemson players.
It does include Benbrook. It does include Crowley, Burleson.
Crowley?
Places, especially right here near Lakeshore Estates. You guys are in for a significantly bad, damaging storm. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
And then we've got a little bit of a lesser storm coming through downtown Dallas right now, but it's still a severe thunderstorm warning. 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds coming into the Dallas area. That's definitely going to cause some problems. You can see here from Nick Busby's view, it's a pretty dark, ominous cloud coming into Dallas right now. How are you guys doing in Dallas? You are going to get some hail and some wind, especially in old
Sorry,
University
I'm paying attention to something, but
Zaka Junction.
I think it's a good pick. It helps the line. I feel like the Lions, while they weren't a bad team, they're kind of in rebuild in certain places. They lost both their coordinators, but I think added O line help Jared Goff to protect. I think that would be good. Pick 44 when Derek Moore edge out of Michigan. That's a good pick for them too. Help the defense out, and I think that's going to be essential for them because I just think they need to give another year for the coordinators to break in because I think those last year was their break-in year. So then pick 118. They went Jimmy Rolder, linebacker, also out of Michigan. That's a good pick for them too. It'll help the defense. I think that's going to be good for them. Yeah. And then pick 157. And of course, like Michigan's not a bad place to pull. It's a great place to pull unless you're sure on more. But but like it makes sense for Detroit too because they're in Michigan too. And pick 157, they went with Keith Abney the second, cornerback out of Arizona State. Help the secondary out. I think they could really use the help. So I think the Lions though will be a better team next year. And pick 168, they went Kendrick Law, wide receiver out of Kentucky. That's a good pick for them too. Add to the wide receiver and that Jared Goff, another weapon for him to throw too. I think that's really essential for them. And then pick 205, they went Skylar Gill Howard, defensive time, Texas Tech. I mean, Texas Tech's defense was great last year, which is weird to say. So it's usually their offense, so that's really good. Their defense usually sucks, but that's a really good pick for them. And help the defense out to the D lines. I think they're in good shape with that one. And then pick 222 with Tyree West and Racing the Kanye West. Edge out of Tennessee, another edge to add to the room. I think that's a good pick for them too. Overall, I think Detroit. I mean, I think they had a pretty good draft. They addressed like certain positions. I think that's good. So they were pretty diverse with their draft. So they only had 7 picks. But Packers only had 6 picks, man. That means less Tom Grossi content. Anyways, they didn't pick till the second round at pick 52. They went with Brandon Sissy, cornerback out of South Carolina. That's a good pick. It'll help the secondary for the Packers. Packers, I mean, they're usually a good team, but they need to break into like they're not quite into the elite category in my opinion. Like they're usually pretty reliable. They're usually a good team, but like I think if they break into the elite category, they'll be really good. So, pick and then round 3, pick 77 when Chris McClellan, the D lineman from Missouri. Another good pick for them. I think it'll help the defense this time, the defensive line out. So I think they're really addressing that pretty well. So and then 120, they went with Danny Dennis Sutton, they listened to Jack Sutton. Edge out of Penn State or Cortland, I guess. As well. Edge out of Penn State. That's a good pick for them too. Add some defense. Add some needs for the defense. They're really addressing good needs. So I'm stuttering so bad. I think they're doing well with addressing the defense. So I think that's what they need. I mean, they had some inconsistencies last year. Green Bay's defense, And then pick 153 with Jagger Burton, interior lineman from Kentucky. I think it's good that they address the offense too. Get some protection of Jordan Love. I think that's good for them. And then pick 201 with Damani Jackson, addition to Michael Jackson, cornerback at Alabama, another defense addition. I think that's going to be really good for them, especially with the secondary. And then pick 216, they went with Trey Smack, a punter / I don't know, punt kick, I don't know, a place kicker, I guess. In Florida, by a great last name, great name, Trey Smack. Great name in general. That's a good pick. I know they've had some special teams issues in the past. I think that'll really help them. So. Green Bay, I think they had a decent. I think they kind of they lacked picks like as the amount, but I think they picked pretty well.
We are concerned about our friends in Crescent. Yeah, that is,
And then the Texans at
this is a tornado.
with 8 picks. Starting off, they got Keelan Rutledge, interior line for Georgia Tech. That's a good pick. Helps the O line out, and like I think the O line was pretty good, but I think they can use some help though. To be fair, so yeah. I think that would be good for them. Help CJ Stroud's protection. Yeah. And then pick 36 with Caden McDonald, D line of Ohio State. They go to defense this time. I think that's good for them too. But didn't Shaw get sacked like a lot in that playoff game against Patriots? Yes, a D line of Ohio State. I think that's a good pick for them too. I think that'll help out the D lineman a bit, the D line out. So I think that's going to be good for them. Texans were a good team last year, but they were a really good team last year. Best team in a long time. But I mean, they had some issues though. Let's be real. Then pick 59 with Martin Klein, tie out in Michigan. That's a good pick for them too. Is Don Schultz still on the?
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Johnson County tornado.
And we did have some, people under the bridge there, unfortunately. We did get a new tornado warning for that. Okay, so we saw the rotation come together here near Crescent.
Sorry, I'm just checking with Don Schultz is still on.
And now they've got a tornado warning. Okay, so tornado warning in effect for Cleburne and Keene. Okay, so that's exactly what we just saw happen.
Yeah, Martin Klein had him from Michigan. That's a good pick for them. He'll be with Dalton Schultz, which will be good. Because another weapon for CJ Stroud. I think they're getting a lot of good players. I think they're getting a lot of good. I think their main focus usually seems like getting weapons for CJ Stroud. I think that's sometimes they overdo it, but I think that's in this case. I think it's good they had another tight end. So yeah. And then pick 106, they got Fabachi Nwayu, interior lineman out of Oklahoma. It's a good pick for them too. Help CJ Stroud's protection as well. Yeah, I think that getting O line up to speed is good in this draft. Yeah, for them. And then pick 123 with Wade Woodaz, linebacker from Clemson. My mom always thought it says Wood ASS because that's when we're watching the Clemson SMU game as a family. Yeah, when the ACC championship years ago. Yeah, Clemson won that, of course. But that's a good pick. Get some defensive stuff. Defensive help too. I think that'll help them out a bit. Yeah. Then pick 141, they got Kamari Ramsey, safety out of USC. It's a good pick for them too and help the secondary. I think that'll definitely help the Texans next year. And then 204 with Lewis Bond, wide receiver out of Boston College. That's a good pick. Lewis Bond's actually really good last year, despite the team being pretty bad. But I think he'll be good. I think he's joined a really loaded wide receiver room, so I think that'll be good for him. And then 243, they went with Aiden Fisher, linebacker at Indiana. That's a good pick. Aiden Fisher was really good last year. He was on the Indiana team, the national championship team for Indiana. That's a really good pick. I think that'll help the defense out too. So yeah, overall, they might have overdressed a few positions, but I think they addressed things pretty well. And then Indianapolis had 8 picks. So let's go over those. Pick 23. They didn't pick till the second round, which was pick 53. They went with C.J. Allen, linebacker out of Georgia. That's a good pick for them. I know their defense had some inconsistencies last year, so I think that'll really help. But yeah, there's that. I think their offense is really good, and then Daniel Jones got injured. But yeah, I think addressing defense is a good thing in this draft. I think adding C.J. Allen is a good move for them. So yeah. And then pick 78 with my boy, A.J. Halsey, safety at LSU. I think he was originally from Houston. That's a really good pick, too. A.J. Halsey was part of that really loaded LSU defense from last year. I think that's a really good pick for them. A.J. Halsey was really good last year. I think that'll help out the Colts secondary pretty well. Yeah. Then pick 113, they went Jalen Farmer, interior lineman from Kentucky. That's a good pick for them, too. Give Daniel Jones some protection. Hopefully, it doesn't get injured again. But University Park is SMU. Pretty sure. Yeah, but Jalen Farmer, that's a good pick. So, yeah,
Let me zoom out a little bit. Give you guys
they'll help the line. Yeah. Anyways, pick 135. Then with Bryson Botcher, linebacker from Oregon. That's a good pick for them too. No linebacker to add to the collections. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that'll help out the defense too. So yeah. And then George Gums Jr. at pick 156 in Edge in Florida. That's a good pick for them too. Get an edge on there too. I think it's really gonna help like their upfront defense. The upfront defense, yeah. Then pick 214 then with Caden Curry, edge from Ohio State. That's a good pick too. They got another edge to add to the room, so I think that'll help them a lot. So yeah. Then pick 237 with Seth McGowan, running back on Kentucky. I think it's good to think that if he'll be with Jonathan Taylor and you pair him up with him, I think that's going to really work out. I think it's worked out really well. So yeah, that's a good pick though. And then 254, they went Deion Burks, wide receiver of Oklahoma. He slid way further than I thought. That's a good pick though. I think Deion Burks is a good wide receiver. I think it was it injury concerns. I don't know. Wasn't it injury? I don't know. But I think he'll be good for Daniel Jones to throw to. So yeah, overall, yeah, they might have overdressed a few positions, but I think they did pretty well in this draft, even though they didn't pick until later on. And speaking of a team that didn't pick till later on, you have you got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who start off at pick 56 by getting a tight end, Nate Kircher, a tight end out of Texas A&M. That's a good pick. We'll get Trevor Lawrence a weapon to throw to. I think they really need some time. I think they do need a really good tight end. I think that'll really help fulfill that role. So yeah. And then pick 8. They actually had a lot of picks considering they picked way later on in the draft. Yeah, but they had 3 picks in the third round. So pick 81 with Albert Regis, another Texas A&M player. That sounds a D lineman. Another good pick for them too. It'll help their defensive line. So I think that's going to be good for them. I think the Jaguars, they could win a division again. I'm just saying. So, yeah. And then pick 88, they went with Emmanuel Pregnon, interior lineman from Oregon. It'll help the O line. So I think that's a good pick for them. So yeah, I think that I think they'll help Trevor Lawrence get protected. So, yeah. And then pick 100 and with Jalen Husky, safety out of Maryland. It's a good pick too to help the secondary. And I know Maryland wasn't good last year, but he was a really good player. So yeah, there's that. And pick 119 then with Wesley Williams, edge out of Duke. That's a good pick too, and help the up front defense too. I say up front like the non-secondary. The primary, I don't know. That's a good pick, though. Duke was a good team last year, too. So, yeah. Of course, they're on the ACC. Then pick 164 when Tanner Koziel, tight end out of Houston. That's a good pick, too. Dude's a really good tight end. So I think they really addressed tight end pretty well in this draft. So, and adding Tanner Koziel will really help them, too. I mean, he was really good in the LSU game, from what I remember, when they played LSU, of course. Yeah. And pick 191, you know, Josh Cameron, wide receiver out of Baylor. That's a good pick. They'll get some good wide receivers. Sorry, I'm distracted for a second. But that's a good pick. As bad as Baylor was last year, I mean, they weren't the worst team. They went 5-7. As bad as they were, their offense was really good. It's just their defense was terrible. I think Josh Cameron contributed a lot to make it. Josh Cameron contributed really well to their offense. Of course, with Sawyer Robertson and all that. So yeah, that's a great pick for them. And they got T.J. Williams, prior to out of Stanford. That's another good pick to help give another weapon for Trevor Lawrence to throw to. So, and he was one of the best players for a Stanford team that wasn't.
Be careful, guys. I don't know what happened. I don't think you two
A new
Sorry, but I think you'll put them in a better situation. Of course, the Jaguars are a much better team than Stanford, I guess. Yeah. And then Zach Durfee, edge out of Washington. That's for that pick 233. Another good pick for them. Another edge there. I think that's going to help their defense out. So I think that'll really help. And then 240, you got Parker Hughes, linebacker out of Middle Tennessee. That's another good pick to help the defense too. As bad as Middle Tennessee was last year, he was a really good player for them. So there's that. Overall, Jaguars, I think they picked pretty well. They didn't have any like top picks. Obviously, like they didn't have any first round picks. I think they picked pretty well. They might have overdressed this a little. They went pretty heavy on some positions, but I think it overall worked out.
We also have a severe thunderstorm warning right now in portions of Alabama. This is going to be Butler and Crenshaw counties. Georgiana, you got hit by a storm there just a few moments ago, and now it's moving towards Brantley. And we've got a camera down here, but it looks like it's down. Coming back down here to Fort Worth once again on the southwest side, we got that incredible destructive severe thunderstorm warning.
Moving on.
60 mile per hour wind and baseball.
So we got the Kansas City Chiefs. I was thinking it said a Kansas City Chiefs on accident. Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they were not great last year, obviously. They had 7 picks in the shot. Let's go over all of them. They went 6th pick with Mansour Delane from LSU. My boy Mansour Delane, cornerback from LSU. Dude was a beast last year, man. He was really good. Best player LSU had last year, in my opinion. He was really good. I'm very happy for him. I think he'll be great with the Chiefs. It'll help the secondary too. I mean, I don't know if they need to trade up for him, but I think it overall worked out really well for the Chiefs. So yeah, there's that. But I think it's a really good pick for them. And then pick 29, when Peter Woods, D lineman from Clemson, another really good pick. I think it'll help out the defense because the defense. I think they shut the Raiders last year, but the Raiders' offense was a joke last year. Raiders as a whole was. To be fair, the Raiders as a whole was a joke last year. Based at least, yeah. But anyways, Peter Woods, I think that's a really good pick for them. Help them up front. So yeah, dude was a beast at Clemson. So yeah. And pick 4 with R. Mason Thomas, edge from Oklahoma. When I saw that name at first, I thought they just accidentally mistyped R or something. I don't know. That's a good pick though. I think it'll help out the defense as well. So yeah, I like that pick for them. So yeah, I think we'll go with Chris Jones. Chris Jones is an edge, right?
I really don't think this ever happened before.
No, not where he lives. I'm not trying to dox him.
This is the member of Bond. This is the member of Bond. Wait, no. I'm trying to think of a name to commemorate this event. I can't think of anything right now. You guys help me. This is nuts, though. Thank you all for so much support. Seriously, you guys already, just by watching the stream, you already.
All right. Yeah, but I think it's a good pick. Yeah. In Chris Jones. His interior time. Yeah, I think that's going to be really good for them. I think that Chiefs defense is set to be good next year. So, yeah. Then pick 109, I went with Jason Kennedy, cornerback out of Oregon, another cornerback to add. I think that's going to be good for the secondary. And I think the Chiefs addressing the defense is a valid way to go. So, yeah, I think Jason Kennedy was a really good player for Oregon. I think that's going to be really good for them. And pick 161, went with Emmett Johnson, running back on Nebraska. That's a good pick for them to help pair with Kenneth Walker, who's on the Chiefs now, of course. I think that's going to be a really good combo because the Chiefs usually do good with running backs. Yeah, I think Emmett Johnson. I think he's going to be in a really good situation. So. And 176 with Cyrus Allen, wide receiver at the Cincinnati, not the Bengals, but the Bears. I mean, the Bears. No, not the Bengals and not the Bears. There's no such thing as Cincinnati Bears. I don't think there is. At least Cincinnati Bearcats. But that's a good pick. It'll give another weapon for Patrick Mahomes to throw to. I mean, you're getting Patrick Mahomes on the throw to. Then I think you're automatically in a good situation at that point. So yeah. And then pick 249, they went with my boy Garrett Nussmeier, quarterback from LSU. I think honestly, the Chiefs have a really good backup, man. Like Garrett Nussmeier, he's really good. Unfortunately, last year wasn't his year because it wasn't really his fault though. He had a lingering injury, I think on his torso or something that kept them out for a lot. That kept them out of shape. throughout the season actually had to be pulled out. He actually had to be pulled out during that Alabama game, pretty sure, just because that injury is bothering him so much, man. Like it was a rough go for Nussmeier in the end, especially since he waited his turn. Like he waited, he didn't transfer anything. I had so much respect for him not doing that, for not transferring, not just because he stayed at not just because it was LSU. That's a huge reason, obviously. What the frick? But I mean, most players just transfer just so they can get the little opportunity they want. I mean, understandable in a lot of cases, but still, I do think that staying at the university you gain a lot of respect out of it. I think Nussmeier really built something up there. Yeah.
So small, it doesn't even have a warning anymore. Just completely petered out.
Should I see where? Hold up. Yeah. Anyways, but man, Nussmeier, I'm very happy to see him get drafted. I was actually worried at one point he'd go undrafted because he fell way lower than I thought. But I mean, I'm very happy for him. I think he'll be great. I think he'll be a great backup for the Chiefs, and maybe he'll be a starter one day. You never know. But yeah. Sorry. I'm trying to see this dude in Godley's by the stadium. Anyways, moving. Yeah, but Chiefs had a good draft. I think they addressed the defense pretty well. So yeah. And I mean, I think the Chiefs are due to bounce back next year.
This is crazy.
Now we have.
We're all going to remember this. We were all here for Membership Palooza 2026. Can you believe it?
Anyways, let's go to the Raiders now. The Las Vegas Raiders. They had 10 picks for good reason, obviously, because the Raiders were trash last year. But I mean, Clint Kubiak's at the helm now, former Saints offensive coordinator, of course, and former Seahawks, more notably, I guess, in that case. Yeah, but let's start off pick number 1 in the draft. They got Fernando Mendoza, quarterback at Indiana. I mean, that's the perfect pick. You get a franchise quarterback you could build off of, and like Fernando Mendoza, he was a monster at freaking Indiana. He's a huge reason why they won the national championship. I think it's going to be really good for them. They can actually get a young and promising quarterback they can build off of. Because I mean, they haven't had that in a long time since like Derek Carr got drafted a long time ago. It worked out for them at points with Derek Carr. Yeah. And then pick 38, they went with Tredan Stukes, safety out of Arizona. I think that's good. They'll address the secondary because, yes, the primary issue for the Raiders was the offensive defense had its issues too. So I think it's some more defensive players. I think that's really going to help. And sorry, you can click off the stream now. But pick 67, you got Kayron Crawford, edge out of Auburn. That's a good pick for them too. Is Max Crosby still on the Raiders?
So we're here relaying that information as we got storm chasers running around on that. We got severe storms all over the place, though. It's not just out there in Texas. We've also got them out here in Mississippi.
Yeah, he's still there, but I think you add him with the same room as Max Crosby. I think that's a good situation to be in. So yeah, Max Crosby tried to leave, but yeah, it didn't work out for him at the Ravens, of course. Yeah, there's that. And pick 91, they got Trezun the third. Trezun the third. Interior line for Texas A&M. It's a good pick for them to. It'll give Fernando Mendoza some much-needed protection. So that's going to be really beneficial for him. And pick up 101, they got Jermon McCoy, cornerback out of Tennessee. As bad as the Tennessee defense was, he was actually really good for them. But I think that's a really good pick for them. Help the secondary out, and I think that's going to be crucial considering, like, you know, they have to play against the NFC and the AFC West, and that's going to sorry, I'm stuttering so badly. Concerning how good the AFC West is usually, at least for the Chiefs and the yeah, because they're the only bad team in the AFC West. Like all the rest of those teams made the playoffs. Or actually, well, the Chiefs didn't make it. But, I mean, they usually make it. But of course, the Broncos and the Chargers made it. So yeah, that's a good pick for them to help their secondary out, and I think they really need. I think they really need that. So yeah. Then pick 122, they went with Mike Washington Jr., running back at Arkansas. It's a good pick. You get put him with Ashton Genty. I think that'll be a good combo. You can build off of the running back room. He's very young running back room, but I think that's going to really work out for them. Then pick 150, you got Dalton Johnson, safety out of Arizona. Another safety out of Arizona. I think if you're picking another safety, if I'm thinking you did from the same college, I think that really gives some familiarity between the both of them. So I think that's an underrated element in these types of picks. So I think it's good for them. It also helps secondary, of course. Excuse me. Bless me. And then pick 175. They went with Hezekiah Masses, cornerback out of California. That's a good pick too. Another cornerback to add to the collection. Sorry, but you put Jamal McCoy. I think you got something good. I think you got something good going there. So I think they're in a good spot. So yeah, I think they're putting themselves in a good spot with the secondary. And then for pick 195, they went Malik Benson, wide receiver, Oregon. It's a good pick too. They really need some really good weapons for him, and those are to throw to. Because that team, they didn't really trust the offense that much. It just it felt a little weird when they did that. Yeah, but I think that's a good pick for them at the wide receiver rooms. Yeah. And then pick 229, they went Brandon Cleveland, defensive tackle on NC State. That's a good pick for them too. Help the defensive line out, and I think that's going to be great for the Raiders. So overall, Raiders addressed a lot of things that they need to address. I think they had a pretty successful draft. Now we have the Chargers. The Chargers, they had 8 picks, and surprisingly no Michigan players. I mean, I think we're at a point where most of those Michigan players aren't even on that team anymore. At least the ones that played for Jim Harbaugh when he was still there. But pick 22, Akeem Mesidor, edge of Miami. That's a really good pick. He was really, really good with the Hurricanes. So I think that's going to be really good for them. I think the Chargers are in a really good spot next year. So yeah, I think Mesidor is a really good player. I think he's gonna be great with the Chargers. Then pick 63, Jake Slaughter, IOL, interior lineman from Florida. So first we have Trey Smack, and now we have Jake Slaughter. These are just the best names for all these players, man. From Florida. Yeah, that's a great pick. He's a great O-lineman. I think that's going to be really good to help Justin Herbert get protected. So, yeah. Especially since Madison Beer will be looking at him. Sorry. And then 105. They got Brandon Thompson, wide receiver out of Mississippi State. That's a good pick. I mean, Mississippi State has not been that good last few years. They were better last year. Yeah, their defense definitely held them back at a point, especially in the Texas game. But that's a good pick. He was a really good wide receiver for Mississippi State, so I think that's going to be good for them. We have another weapon for Justin Herbert, so I think that's really going to help. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good for them. Okay. And then 11. And 117, they went Travis Burke, offensive tackle out of Memphis. It's a good pick for them too. Another more protection for Justin Herbert. So can't go wrong with that. I think he'll be really good, especially Mike McDaniel at the helm for that offense. So yeah, Mike McDaniel. Yeah, he's there, right? Yeah. Then pick 131 with Genesis Smith, safety out of Arizona, another safety out of Arizona. He said he says it was the Chargers, not the Raiders. That's a good pick though to help the secondary out. So I think that's good that they address that position. So yeah, there's that. I think he's a really good player, so that'll be good for them. Pick 145 they with Nick Barrett, a D lineman out of South Carolina, another more help for the defense. We think is really good, so I think that's going to be great for them. Yeah, but I think the defense is going to be. I think the defense is. I think it's good that they addressed both sides, but like the defense especially too. And then the last two picks they made with guards. 202 they went with Logan Taylor from Boston College. That's a good pick for them. He's a really good player. He'll give Herbert some more protection. Same thing with Alex Harkey, guard at Oregon at 206. That's a really good pick too. Of course, Oregon's a little better than Boston College, but still, I think these are two really good players. I think they're going to be really good for the Chargers. So, yeah, overall, good draft for the Chargers. Yeah, and then the Rams only had 5 picks. I'm surprised they even had a first round pick this year, honestly. And they had an interesting draft to say the least. They went with Ty Simpson at pick 13, quarterback for Alabama. Not gonna lie, I think it's good that they picked him, but I think they kind of jumped the gun a little too early, in my opinion. They could have gotten someone like Mekhi Lemon at that point, but like Ty Simpson, he's a good quarterback. But in my opinion, I think they could have waited on him. Although to be fair, they didn't pick him for a while, but still. I guess I kind of see what they're doing, but yeah. But I mean, I think they could have gone someone else, but I think honestly getting a quarterback for the future is going to help because like Matthew Stafford ain't getting much. He's as good as Matthew Stafford is. He ain't getting much younger, so I think having Ty Simpson in the back pocket for a few years that's really going to help. He'll get to learn behind Matthew Stafford. I think that's going to be really good for him. So yeah. Then pick 61, they went with Max Clare, tie out of Ohio State. It's a good pick. He'll be with Tyler Higbee. You can add to that tight end room. So there's that. Tyler Higbee's up a butt cut. I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah, he has to have longer hair. I didn't realize he was on the Rams for that long. Jeez. Wait, why is he on IMDb?
Severe thunderstorm warning down here in Texas just got upgraded. 4-inch hail. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for 4-inch hail.
All right, yeah, sorry. Yeah, and it is pick 19 with Keegan Trost, interior lineman from Missouri. That's to be good for Matthew. That's to be great for the offense. They'll help Matthew Stafford get protecting eventually Ty Simpson. I think it's a good pick. He's a really good lineman for them. So yeah. Now I'm ticking. Good lord. Sorry. They didn't pick again for 104 picks at 197 with C.J. Daniels, wide receiver out of Miami, former LSU and Liberty wide receiver. That's a good pick. I mean, dude had that amazing catch in the Notre Dame game. And I think that he'll be really good with the Rams. Was he a return man? I forgot. But I think he'll be really good with them. He's a great wide receiver, and then like he had that incredible catch last year. And like I think he'll be good to pair with Stafford and all that. So yeah. And 232, they have Tim Keenan the third, defense tackle out of Alabama. That's a good pick for them too. At least they address the defense there too. So they at least get that addressed. Yeah. Overall, it was a weird draft for them. It's not a bad draft. It was kind of a weird draft for them. I mean, they picked well for the most part. Oh my God. Now we have the Miami Dolphins who picked 13 times. So 13 picks. 13. That is crazy. So let's start off with pick 12. They got Caden Proctor of offense tackle Alabama. That's a great pick for them because he's a great O-lineman. You could utilize him in other lanes too, like how to utilize him at Alabama for being like for actually like instant catches and all that. I mean, like a fullback type player. I think it's really going to be a good weapon for them. So I'm very excited to see what he'll be able to do there. Then pick 27 with Chris Johnson, cornerback from San Diego State. San Diego State was a really good team last year, man. But that's a great pick for them to help the secondary out. San Diego, he was a great player he was a really good player for San Diego State last year. And I think that's really going to help the secondary for The Dolphins, yeah. And then pick 43, they went with Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker, Texas Tech. I'm surprised he fell that far. That's a really good pick. He's a really, really good player, and I think he's going to be really good with the Dolphins. That's going to help the defense out. I'm very excited to see what he can do. And then pick 75. Pick 75. With Caleb Douglas, another Texas Tech player, but this time it's a wide receiver. That's a really good pick too. It'll give a weapon for what's his face, Malik Willis to throw to. So I think that's going to be great. I think it's going to work out really well for them. So yeah. Then pick 87 with Will Kakmarek, tight end out of Ohio State, another really good pick. I think that's going to be great for the for Malik Willis as well. Another person to throw, another really good player to throw to. I keep on saying weapons, so I should probably say diversified a bit. You feel me? Yeah. Who's a tight end? Dolphins TE. Oh, it's Darren Waller.
Tornado up there in Mineral Wells did do very significant damage out there in Texas.
Oh, Greg Dulcich and all that? All right, yeah. He'll be joining a good tight end room. So yeah. And then pick 94. They went with Christopher Bell from NASCAR. No, I'm kidding. They went Chris Bell, Marcia Louisville, another really good pick, another really good player that Malik Willis will have to throw to. So yeah, I think that's gonna work out pretty well for them, really well for them. Then pick 100. Ow, jeez. Pick 130. They got Trey Moore, linebacker from Texas, another really good player. It'll really help the defense out. So I think that's going to be great for them. And then 138, and with another linebacker, Kyle Lewis from Pittsburgh, another really good player. I think that's going to be great for the defense. And then 158, and with Michael Taft, safety also out of Texas, of course. That's going to help the secondary. It's a really good pick for them as well. Move a little faster for these just because, one, we've been here for a while, and two, it's a lot of picks for the Dolphins. We also have a lot of picks left, so there's that. Wow, it's a lot of hair. Anyways, 177 with another wide receiver, Kevin Coleman Jr. from Missouri. That's another great pick. It'll add some wide receivers there. And then pick 180, they went with Seidel Traore, tight end on Mississippi State. Another really good pick from them. He was great for Mississippi State. Get a lot of stuff from Malik Willis. We think is really good. You're building your team around your franchise quarterback. I think that's going to be really good. Then DJ Campbell at pick 200, another guy at Texas. Man, they love those Texas players. I can't blame them. Texas was really good. I know they weren't as good as they were supposed to be last year, but they're still a great team. They still got 10 wins. You know, they didn't even make the playoffs, but it's fine. You don't have to make the playoffs to be a really good team. Well, I guess that sounds very unconvincing. But DJ Campbell, guard of Texas, that's a really good pick too. Also get protection from Malik Willis, yeah. Then 238 and with Max Llewellyn, edge to Iowa, another great pick for them. I think it's going to help the defense. I think the Dolphins really they did really well in this draft. They did overdraft a little bit in some needs, but they had so many picks, you might as well. Only concern for them is that they have so many picks, they have a lot to build off of. But I mean, that'll work out long term for them. So there's that. But man, they really used the draft to their advantage this year, man. I respect that. Moving on, we've got the Vikings with 9 picks. They started off the draft by getting defensive lineman Caleb Banks from Florida with pick 18. A really good pick for them. I think the defense will really thrive off of him. So I think it's going to be – I think he'll really thrive off that defense. I think it's going to be really good for them. And it'll help the upfront defense. So, yeah, that's a great pick. And then pick 51, they went Jay Golday, linebacker Cincinnati. That's a good pick for them, too. They'll give the defense some help, too. So, yeah. And then pick 82, they went with Dominique Orange, D lineman of Iowa State. A really good pick for them, too. You had him with Caleb Banks. So I think that's going to be good for them. Surprised Dominique Orange didn't play for Syracuse, considering what his last name is. Yeah. And pick 97 with Caleb. They actually back-to-back picks here. Pick 97 with Caleb Tiernan, offensive tackle on Northwestern. another good pick for them. Yeah, I think that'll help out the O line a lot. So I think that's a really good thing for them. Also give JJ McCarthy some extra protection. I think that's pretty essential. Then pick 98. Then with Jacoby Thomas, safety out of Miami. I think that's a good pick for them too.
So for 36 more minutes, stay sheltered out there.
Sorry, I'm distracted.
Tornado warning for areas south.
Yes, I could. Your name. Yeah, I said him already. Yeah, I already talked about him. So sorry. But they went Jacoby Thomas, safety out of Miami. Another really good pick for them. Help that secondary out. So I think that's going to be good for the defense. They make 159. They went with Max Bredesen. This says halfback, running back from Michigan. That's another good pick for them. I think that's going to be who pair him up with Aaron. Is Aaron? What's his name? Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones. I think you pair him up with him. I think I think they're going to thrive off that pretty well. Yeah. Then 162 with Charles Demings, cornerback out of Stephen F. Austin, one of the FCS players picked in this draft. That's a good pick for them. Get some secondary, some help. So I think that's going to be good for them. I wonder why it says halfback and running back. I don't know. Maybe Max Bredesen can play some more positions than running backs. Yeah. Based on just saying halfback. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I don't know if that. Yeah. Sorry. But anyways, Charles Demings is a good pick. Yeah. Get the secondary some help. That'd be great. The pick 198, we got Damon Claiborne, running back out of Wake Forest. I think that's a great pick for them too. You put him in the running back room, so I think it's gonna be good with Aaron Jones and all that too. And Max Bredesen, I think that's gonna be good. Max, I'm actually intrigued.
So we have a hail disaster and a tornado disaster potentially coming together at the same time.
Position. Oh, he's a fullback tight end hybrid. Okay, Max Bredesen. That's actually a really good tool to have for Vikings. Talk about Max Bredesen and Damon Claiborne will be with more on the running back position. I think that's really going to work. I think it's really going to work out for them. And then I guess like a Travis Hunter type thing. I don't know. 235. We got Gavin Gerhardt, center from Cincinnati. I think that'll help the O line out. So I think that's going to be good for them. Overall, good draft for them. Maybe we'll go a little more heavy on offense, but I think they addressed all their needs pretty equally, and they even out the positions. I think that they did really good with that. So, yeah. And then the New England Patriots with pick number 28, doing Caleb Lamu, offensive tackle out of Utah. That's a great pick for them. I think it was him that has a cool personality. I'm sure he had. I know a lot of these other players have it too, but I think they were talking about like how he likes animation. I don't know if it was him, but yeah. Anyways, really cool either way. Yeah, that's a great pick for them. Utah's O line was really good. Of course, there's Spencer Fandler that got drafted by the Browns. Yeah, give Drake May some protection. I think it's gonna be really good for them. Also, you might want to hold Mike Vrabel back from G. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, pick 55 with Gabe Jackass. That sounds like I'm cursing. Gabe Jackass. Okay. Edge out of Illinois. A really good pick for them. We'll get the defense some help, so I think that's going to be great for them, especially if they want to go back to the Super Bowl and maybe win it this time. Also, the Patriots are eventually going to be my new home team. So. And the pick 95 is they went with Eli Raridan, tight end out of Notre Dame. I think it's another weapon for Drake May. I think it's going to be really good for them. I think if they improve the offense a bit, I think they're going to be an even better team next year. So, yeah. And then pick one. Not that the offense is bad last year; they're a great offense, but I think making it even better, then you're in a really good spot. Then pick 171. They went with Karen Prunty, defensive back out of Wake Forest. That's another great pick for them. I guess he can play a lot of. I think that'll help out the defense. I guess he could play a variety of positions at the point. Karen Prunty. Cornerback, okay. It says defensive back, so that's why I was interested. But yeah, I think that's going to be great for them. So, yeah, I think that's a great pick. Plus, Wake Forest was actually a good team last year. Got 9 wins. One of the more underrated teams in college football. seeing where they were before that. Yeah. And then 196 went Demetrius Crownover. That sounds like the most royal name ever. Crown with crown in it. This is middle name Carolina. If you watch if you watch DCI, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, he's O-line for Texas A&M. A good pick for them. Get some more protection for Drake May. I think it's gonna be really good. So, yeah, building around the quarterback and who's gotten really good. I will say. Yeah, maybe the Super Bowl wasn't his best performance, but still. And then I didn't realize they got Baron Morton. I actually did not know they got Baron Morton. I must have not been watching at that point. That's must have when I was going to the bank and getting some coins. Or depositing my coins, I guess. And then pick 212, they got Namdi Obazor, linebacker at TCU. That's a great pick for them too. He gives the defense more weapons to work with. I think that's really good for them. So yeah. And then pick 234, they went with Baron Morton, quarterback out of Texas Tech. That's a good pick for them. He was good at Texas Tech last year. I think that's a really good backup to have for Drake May. So yeah. Of course, Texas Tech was in the playoffs last year. You know they did sell in the playoff. Yes, they sold in the playoffs, but still, such a offense. But still, I think it's a good pick. Then 245, they went Jam Miller, running back out of Alabama. That's a really good pick for them. Put him in that running back room. I think that's going to be good, and I think that's really going to help. Of course, another weapon for Drake May. If when they pass to each other, of course, yeah. When he gets the pass to running backs. Why is it not AI voting me? Yeah, I got Ramondre Stevenson, Trey Henderson. I think you add to that wide running back. I think that would be really good for them. And then 247, they went with Quintavious Hutchins, edge out of Boston College. That's a really good pick for them. Gets another edge for them. I think it's gonna be really good for them. So, yeah, I think it's gonna help the defense. Overall, I think they had a good draft. I think they addressed what they needed to. So yeah. Anyways, the New Orleans Saints, my favorite team, my team, as they had 8 picks. They had a solid amount of picks. And they actually had the 8th pick too. They decided to go with Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State. Honestly, this is a really good pick. I think the Saints could use some wide receivers because they don't have a bad receiver room, but there's not really much that sticks out to you. Chris Olave is really good. He gets injured a lot though. Outside that, I don't really know much. Ronnie Bell's okay. He's pretty. I think they all have a lot of potential, but still, yeah. And then pick. See, I think that's a really good pick. Yes, you could argue. Yes, you could argue it was a really. Yes, you could argue Jordan Tyson went higher than expected, but I mean, I think it's really good. I think it's worked out pretty well for the Saints as long as he can stay healthy. I think honestly that's a really good pick for the Saints. I'm very excited to see what Jordan Tyson can do. Yeah. And then pick 42, they went with Christian Miller, defensive line out of Georgia. I think that's a good pick for them. It'll help the defense out a bit, so I think that's going to be really good for them, especially losing Damar Davis. I think Cam Jordan's a free agent. Although he might come back to the Saints market. I don't know. But I think that's a great pick for them. Georgia's defense is always really good. So that's a great place to pull from. So, yeah, I think that's really good for them. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what Christian Miller can do with us. Yeah. And then pick 73, they went with another Georgia player. Went with Oscar Delp. Honestly, this is a super underrated pick. Oscar Delp's really good, man. He was really good with Georgia. And, I think one of the needs also for the I think another thing that the Saints addressed pretty well is the tight end. Yes, we got Noah Fant. I think that's a really good. I think he's really good. I actually kind of forgot we got Noah Fant. I will admit. Yeah, Noah Fant's gonna be really good. I think for the Saints.
I thought this thing was gonna kind of dissipate like the other one did, but no, it's going good.
Wait, he's a 73 overall? Huh. Dang, I must have been thinking someone else. I think that's not a bad overall. I think he could definitely be really good to Saints. But anyways, I think it's great you added to that tight end room. Noah Fant, Oscar Delp, and like Juwan Johnson, Foster Moreau. So yeah, I think it's a great pick that they got Oscar Delp. I think he could develop into something really good. So, and he's already really good. I think in the NFL, I think he could be really good. So yeah. Then pick 132. They had Jeremiah Wright, interior lineman from Auburn. I think it's a good pick. I think that helps address the line to give Tyler Shuck some protection. So I think that's going to be really good for them. So yeah. And then 136, we went with Trey Lance's brother, Bryce Lance, wide receiver at North Dakota State. That's a really good pick too, honestly. As to the wide receiver room, I saw him play. I saw him play at North Dakota State last year. I didn't see him in person. I saw some when I was watching like the SCS playoffs. I saw him play. He looked really good. So I think that's a really good pick for them. Of course, North Dakota State's an FBS team now, which is awesome. But they've been an FCS powerhouse for years now. I think pulling from there, I think that's a really good move. Honestly, I think it's great that we're addressing like giving Tyler Shuck weapons to throw to. So I think that's going to be really good for us. Damn, we're live for over 2 hours now. And then 172, they went with Lorenzo Styles Jr., cornerback out of Ohio State. Another really good pick. I think that fills that void that Marshawn Lattimore left. I know he's been gone for a while. Yeah, is Lorenzo related to Sonny Styles? Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't realize Lorenzo Styles Jr. and Sonny Styles are actually brothers. That makes sense. I mean, they're on the same team. Yeah, we got Sonny Styles' brother. I guess they're twins. Yeah, but that's a really good pick. I think that's going to be beneficial for the defense. Yeah, and especially the secondary. So, and then pick 190. This is definitely a first I've seen in a long, at least since I've been watching. The Saints draft a team. The Saints draft an LSU player, which I think is awesome because LSU is my favorite college team. And the Saints are my favorite NFL team. So, like, I think it's awesome to get Barian Brown because it's not like I have to leave him. He just comes, he gets to stay in the fandom. I guess in my case, he'll be on my favorite team still, just on the NFL instead. But I think it's honestly a really good pick. He could be a really good wide receiver. I know that the LSU offense wasn't very good last year, but I think it's a really good pick. And honestly, he could. I think he's perfect to fulfill that role that Rashid Shaheed had until he went to the Seahawks. Because like Barian Brown is a really good return man. Like, dude, like I don't know if any of y'all watched the Texas Bowl. Dude returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown to start the Texas Bowl, and I think that really helped his draft stock, in my opinion. Like, because he could have opted out in that game theoretically, but he did what everyone should do and play the game no matter what. And it worked out for him. He had that opening kick touchdown. Of course, he's at Kentucky before that. Dude's a really good return man. I think he's going to be great for the Saints. I think he'll be real. I'm willing to bet he's going to be the dude that returns all the kicks next year. I'm very excited to see what he can do. So yeah, I got to see I already got to see what he got to do with LSU, even if the offense was really bad. But I also get to see him with the Saints now. It's very exciting. So. Welcome back. It's like you never left. My favorite team, I guess, except your different team. But yeah, but I'm very excited for Barian Brown. He could also be a really good weapon for Tyler Shuck too. So yeah, and he'll also have Garrett Nussmeier's dad as his offensive coordinator. So yeah, and then pick 219 went with T.J. Hall from Unemployed. No, I'm kidding. T.J. Hall, cornerback for Iowa, another good pick for the secondary. I think that's a good pick for them. He was really good. He's really good at Iowa. Of course, Iowa always has a really good defense. So very excited to see what he can do. Overall, I think the Saints had a good draft. Yeah, they went pretty heavy in offense. I think that's what they need. I think honestly that's what they needed to do. Get weapons for Tyler Shuck to throw to. I think they addressed a lot of things they needed to. So yeah. Yeah, maybe I would have gone for an edge as well, but I mean, I think they picked pretty well. Yeah. Now we got the first in the New Jersey teams. We got the New York Giants as they had the 5th pick, and they went with Arvell Reese, edge at Ohio State. It's a really good pick for them. I think the defense was a priority for the Giants. I'm surprised Arvell Reese fell to 5th because I thought he was going to go to the Jets. Ironically, I picked. No, I think I said he picked. He go to the Titans. I don't know. Oh well, that's a good pick for them. I think that's going to work out pretty well for them. So I think that defense is going to be really good. I think it's going to be even better. I think they're going to be much better with Arvo Reese. So yeah, there's that. Then they got pick 10 as well with Francis Mauigua, offensive tackle at Miami. That's a really good pick too. I think it's going to give Jackson Dart some much needed protection. I'm really intrigued to see I'm really excited to see how that's going to go for them. So yeah. And then pick 37 with Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee. Another really good pick. I know, like I said, him and Jamal McCoy were really good on defense, even though the whole defense was really bad. Like Tim Banks did not do a great job managing that defense after a while. But that's a really good pick for them. I think it's going to help their secondary out. So, yeah, I think they're on the right track with their defense. And then pick 74 with Malachi Fields, wide receiver at Notre Dame. That's a really good pick too. It'll give some more weapons to Jackson Dart to throw to. I think that's a big priority for them as well. So yeah, I mean, you got Malik Neighbors. Yeah, I know he was injured last year, but they got Malik Neighbors at least, which is really good. Yeah, I think he gets some more people too. Or something. My boy Malik Neighbors, because he was amazing for LSU, bro. And then they didn't pick again until the 6th round after that, which is pick 186 with Bobby Jamison Travis, D-lineman out of Auburn. Another really good pick, and it's going to help their up-front defense a lot. So that's going to be great for them. I think they're going to do really. I think it's going to do really well with them. So yeah, I think it's good for them. And then pick 190, back-to-back picks. Pick 192, they went with J.C. Davis, offensive tackle of Illinois. Another good pick for them. Some more protection for Jackson Dart, I think, is essential for them. And then pick 193, they went Jack Kelly, linebacker to BYU. Another good pick to help the defense out too. So yeah, overall, I think they addressed the needs pretty equally. I think they had a good draft. And then the New York Jets, I guess most sides of the ball equally, but yeah. The New York Jets, as they got 8 picks, just like their brother, the Giants, or their sibling, I don't know. The second pick they went with David Bailey, edge of Texas Tech. I knew I was either going to be him or Arvo Reese. I think they picked really well here, honestly. What the frick? Dang it, I have to go all the way back down. It's fine. It could be worse. That's a really good pick for them. I think it's going to help that defense out because the defense had some issues. The Jets always have issues, but I think the defense especially had a lot of issues last year. I think David Bailey. I think David Bailey thinks it's going to be really good for them. And then honestly, the Jets went really hard at the beginning of the draft, man. Like, it was great. Let's see. Then pick 16, they went with Kenyon Sadiq, tight end of Oregon. That's a really good pick for them too. He gives a weapon for Geno Smith to throw too. So honestly, I think that's going to be. I think they're honestly like making legit moves to like actually help their team, which is nice. So yeah, they really need that. And a tight end like him, I think it's to be great. I know that Mason Taylor and all that, but like adding Kenyon Sadiq is going to be really good. So yeah. Then pick 30, they went with Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver out of Indiana. I think it's a really good pick for them too. Dude was on that national championship team, of course. I mean, I know he's going from the former version of what the New York Jets used to be in. I know he's going from Indiana now to the NFL's version of pre-Signetti Indiana, but I mean, I think he'll be really good with them. Is Garrett Wilson still on that team?
Was dropping softballs not too long ago, but it looks like up the baseball size hail is going to be possible there. In Hillsboro and in Tasco.
Yeah, he's still there. I figured. But Adams, that wide receiver must be great. Jets like legit are. I don't know how they got 3. I don't know how they managed to get 3 first round picks, but good for them. They need it. And then then pick 50, they went D'Angelo Pons, cornerback out of Indiana. Another really good player. Another really good addition. I think it's going to help that defense out, especially with Sauce Gardner being gone. I think it's going to help us.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Yes, I think that he can fill the void that Sauce Gardner have, and I think it's a really good pick. Of course, he's on that national championship team as well, so there's that. I think it's funny that they're getting Indiana players because Indiana's current position. I think is what the Jets could get to. They actually like took their organization seriously. So I think they're on the right track though. And then pick 103, they went Darrell Jackson Jr., defensive lineman out of Florida State. Another really good pick. That's gonna help the upfront defense a bit. pretty well. So yeah, that's gonna be great for them. And pick 110, they went with K. Klubnik, quarterback out of Clemson. I think it's gonna be a really good backup for Geno Smith. He could end up being a starter if stuff happens, but he'll be with like Brady Cook and all too. I'm pretty sure he's on the team still. But K. Klubnik, I know he's supposed to be a first round talent. He wasn't as good last year, but I think he's got a lot of potential still to be really good. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do in the NFL. So yeah, and then pick 88 with Annis Cooper, Annis Cooper, guard out of Miami. I figure I had to make this joke once. Not the Dolphins, not the Red Hawks either, but the Hurricanes. That's a really good pick for them to give protection to Geno Smith. I think that's gonna be really good for them. So yeah, he was on. Of course, he was on the national championship runner-up team. So yeah, you got. Of course, I love how they got Indiana players and Miami players. It's like they're trying to get all the best college players. So I like all the players in the best colleges. I can respect that though. Obviously, I think that's a really good intent to have. Yeah, I think they're going the right. I think that's a great way to do it. So yeah, and then 228, they went with VJ Payne. I love that name. VJ Payne, safety out of Kansas State. That's a really good pick for them too. I think that's going to be helpful for their secondary. So overall, I think the Jets had a really good draft. Like I know they only had 8. I know they had like 8 picks, like usually like the general amount. But I think they addressed everything pretty equally. So I think that's really good for them. I think that honestly, the Jets could actually see some hope coming.
I know we can do it.
And then the Eagles had 8 picks. They always cook in the draft. Let's be completely real for a second. All right, and pick 20 got Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver to USC, a really good pick. You give another weapon for Jalen Hurts, man, that's dangerous. I think it's a really good pick for them. I think their defense will be much better next year. Because Kevin Patullo was not the right fit for them, and they're rebuilding after Kellen Moore went to the Saints. So yeah, there's that. And then pick 54, they went with Eli Stowers, tight end Vanderbilt. I'm surprised he slid that far. That's a steal in my opinion. That's a really good pick. You pair him with Dallas Goedert, man, that's going to be a really good situation right there. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen there. Oh yeah, I guess the Mekhi Lemon thing is good too because I know that AJ Brown's had some uncertainty around his future of the organization. Anyways, Eli Stowers, that's a great pick. He's one of the best tight ends out there last year in college football. I think they're gonna make. I think he's gonna be really good with them. So yeah, and he's put in a really good situation too with the Eagles, and the Eagles are always really good. Then pick 68, they went with Markel Bell, offensive tackle of Miami. So that Miami O-line was really good last year. They're going to be rebuilt next year, but still, the O-line at least. I think it's a really good pick, though. It'll help Jalen Hurts get some protection. I think it's going to be beneficial for them, especially like Jason. I know he retired before this year, but Jason Kelce and all retired. I think I'll fill that void. So yeah, I know Jason Kelce's center, but still. And then they didn't pick again until 178, where they went with Cole Payton, quarterback at North Dakota State. That's a good pick for them too. Surprised they took a quarterback in that point in the draft. I mean, I think he'll be a really good backup for Jalen Hurts. So, and of course they got Andy Dalton, I'm pretty sure, and what's his name, Tanner McKee. I think it's a good pick. I think he'll be good. I'm surprised they took him at round 5, but I think it'll work out for them. And Cole Payton's going to a really good team, going from an former FCS powerhouse, I guess, to a NFL powerhouse, of course. And then 207 with Micah Morris, guard out of Georgia, another really good pick. It'll give Jalen Hurts some more protection there as well. So that's going to be great for them. So yeah, there's that. And then 244 with Cole Wisniewski, safety from Texas Tech. I think it's another great pick for them. Helps their defense out, their secondary. I think it's gonna be great for them. And I know the offense is the main need for the Eagles, but I think the defense at least doing that as well. And then this is one of the coolest picks in the draft, man. Pick 251, Uwar Bernard, defensive tackle from Nigeria. Honestly, I'm really excited to see what he can do. If y'all don't know, this dude's from Nigeria, never has played professional football or collegiate, I don't think either. Dude was so good at the NFL combine, like in this country. in like Africa, I'm pretty sure. Dude was so good. He wowed people. He legit got picked in the draft. I'm very, very happy for him, man. That's an awesome opportunity. That's an awesome opportunity for Uri Bernard. I'm really excited to see what he can do. I think it's awesome. I think it's also made history too. This is the first Nigerian player ever picked in the draft. So I'm really excited to see what he can do. So that's an awesome story. I think he's gonna be great. And then 252. Well, yes, a little risky considering he hasn't played professional football. I think it's worth taking a shot at him. I think it's based on his combine. He has so much amazing potential. I think he's gonna be really good. So yeah. And then they had a pick right after that. At 252, they went with Kayshawn James Newby, edge from New Mexico. That's a really good pick too. I think obviously New Mexico is actually one of the best Group of 5 teams last year. They had 9 wins last year. Yeah, that's a really good pick for them. It'll help their defense out. I think that. So yeah, overall, I think that their draft went really well. So it's like they always pick really well. Howie Roseman knows what he's doing. So yeah, how many people we got left? Okay, not too much. I'm just holy, there's so much to do. I enjoy doing it, but man, it takes a long time.
That's a live look at the tornado that's coming down into the Hillsboro, Texas area. Let's go check out Arkansas real quick.
Okay, moving on. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers, where the draft was hosted this year, of course. And I think the Steelers did good in their draft. So let's do this. So I think they host first off. They're a great host, obviously. Second off, I think they picked pretty well. Round 1 for pick 21 with Max Ihan Achor, offensive tackle from Arizona State. That's a really good pick for them. We give Aaron Rodgers some protection. I'm pretty sure he's the quarterback. I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes, but that would give really good protection for him. So yeah, I'm just gonna say it's Aaron Rodgers because he's gonna come back. I feel like. And then pick 47. They went Jeremy Bernard. I'm surprised he fell that low, but I'm a little surprised he fell that low. But I think he's really good. I think it's a really good pick for them. I think that's going to give another weapon for Rodgers to throw to. I think it'll be great for the Steelers. Yeah. Then pick 76, one of the more underrated picks. They went with Drew Aller, quarterback out of Penn State. I think this is actually a really good pick, especially Aaron Rodgers is getting close to the end of his career. But I think that's going to be really good for them. Especially if Rodgers retires. And Drew Aller, I think, is a really good quarterback. I know he was one of the top prospects going to this year's draft, like preseason. Then unfortunately got injured, and Penn State fell off a cliff last year. But I think it's going to work out well for him. So yeah. And then pick 85, they went with Dalen Everett, cornerback out of Georgia. That's a really good pick. It'll be with Jalen Ramsey, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But I think that's a really good pick for them. Helps the secondary. So yeah, there's that. And then yeah, he'll get to be with Jalen Ramsey too. So that's gonna be he'll learn a lot of good stuff for him. That's for sure. And then pick 96, they went with Jennings Dunker, interior lineman from Iowa. They sure went with a few Iowa players at this point in the draft. That's a good pick too. I rock Iowa's uniforms a lot of the Steelers uniforms. But that's a good pick too. It helps the O-line a bit. I think that's really good to address that. So yeah. And pick 121, they went with Caden Wetjen. What a name. Wide receiver also out of Iowa. Another really good pick for them. It'll also give another wide receiver. He'll also be a familiar colors too, like Dunker will. But yeah, I think it's work out well for him. I think he'll be a great wide receiver for them. So yeah. And then pick 169, Riley Nowakowski out of Indiana, a tight end. I think that's a really good pick too. Part of the national championship team, though. I keep saying that, but I mean, they got some amazing talent on that team, of course. But I think that's a really good pick for them. It'll give who's the top? I think that's going to give another weapon for Rodgers to throw it too. Pat Fryermuth and Darnell Washington are also in that tight end room. So I think adding Nowakowski, I think it's to be great for them. So yeah. Then pick 210, they went with Gabriel Rubio. defensive tackle out of Notre Dame. Another really good pick. It'll help the defense out, so I think it's going to be really good for them. And, of course, he's coming from Notre Dame. That's a powerhouse in football, of course, yeah. And then 224, they went with Robert Spears Jennings, safety out of Oklahoma. Another really good pick. It'll help the defense out, the secondary and all, too. I think it's going to be really good for them, yeah. And then, of course, that Oklahoma defense has been great. I know that they sold in their last – and I know that they kind of sold in the playoff game after a while, but still. I think the Oklahoma defense was really good last year. They're always really good, though, to be fair. Just their offense is usually behind, but yeah. Anyways, pick 230, they went with Eli Heidenreich, running back out of Navy. First off, thank you for your service. Second off, that's a really good pick. Put him with Najee Harris. No, I think – wait, who's the Steelers running back? Kenneth Gainwell, I'm pretty sure, is the running back. Jalen Warren and I forgot they have Rico Dowdle too. Caleb Johnson. I think you pair him with them. I think it's be really good. Plus, he knows how to run, considering he's with Navy and all. So yeah, they really love to run the ball for good reason. Obviously, overall, it's a great draft for them. So yeah, I think they address a lot of needs that they need to. And I think the offense was the primary need. I think they got that pretty well. So yeah. Then God dang. And the San Francisco 49ers with 8 picks. They didn't pick until the second round as they traded down a bit, like similar to the Bills. But for pick 33 with Deshaun Stribling, wide receiver out of Ole Miss, that's a good pick for them. I know they've lost some wide receivers and lost some of the wide receivers the last few years. I think you filled that void, and it's be really good for them. 49ers, I think, will thrive well with them. They usually have really good wide receivers anyway, so yeah, I think it's be great for them. I think Deshaun Stribling would be great for them. They're stiff. Stribling. What a weird name. Sorry. Anyways, pick 70. So the next time they picked, they got Romello Height, edge out of Texas Tech. Another good pick for them. They addressed the defense there too, as well. Of course, Nick Bosa's there, so I think that's him. And I think you'll get to learn behind Nick Bosa. So as long as maybe stays out of politics, just because Nick Bosa has some political opinions. I'm not saying they're right or wrong or anything like that. But I think being with Nick Bosa, I think it's gonna be great for him. So yeah. And pick 90, they went with Kalen Black, running back at Indiana, another great pick. He was really good with Indiana last year. Of course, Indiana won national championship. He'll be with Christian McCaffrey, so he'll get to be paired up with him. I think it's be really good for them. So, yeah. Wow. A lot of hail. Anyways, yeah. Moving on. 107, they went with Grayson Halton, D-line of Oklahoma, another great pick to help the defensive line out. And, of course, Oklahoma's defense was great last year, so I think it's going to be really beneficial for the 49ers. And the 127 with Carter Willis, offensive tackle to Washington, another great pick for them. Gives Brock Purdy more protection, which I think is great. Can't go wrong with that. And then 139, they went with ESPN's Prysock, cornerback out of Washington, another Washington player. I think that's another really good pick. Helps the secondary out. So I think that's good that they address that. Sorry, it's so loud. They're playing. It's just the TV was really loud for a second. Ryan next to turn up loud. He apologized though. Yeah, that's a good pick for them. ESPN's Prysock. Yeah, what a name too. And then pick 154. Doing Jalen Duggar, linebacker, Louisiana, another good pick. No, Louisiana wasn't as good last year, but they've had some good years in the past. I think that's that's a destroyed windshield. Sorry, showing a lot of things out there. But Jalen Duggar, I think it'd be really beneficial for them. So yeah. Then pick 179. It was actually our last pick in the draft, despite having more rounds left. With Enrique Cruz Jr., offensive tackle out of Kansas. That's another good pick for them too. It'd help more protection of Brock Purdy, which I think would be really good. So I think they had a good draft. Yeah, I know that they didn't have any super late picks, but I think it overall worked out well for them. And then let's move on to the reigning Super Bowl champions. We only have four more teams. We had the Seattle Seahawks with with their pick in the first round. They went Jadarian Price, running back at Notre Dame. That's actually a really good pick. I think it'll fill the void Kenneth Walker left. So I think that's a very much going to help them. So yeah, that's going to be great for them. And then yeah, because I think with Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs, they need someone to fill that void. I think Jadarian Price is a really really good fit for that. So and then Bud Clark was picked at 64, safety out of TCU. Another really good pick. It'll help the secondary out too. I think that's going to be really good as well. So he was really good at TCU. So I think he'll be great at the Seahawks. Yeah. And then 99, they picked 99 with Julian Neal, cornerback out of Arkansas. I think that's a really good pick for them too. Helps get some more secondary help there. I think that's going to be great for them. And then pick 148 with Bo Stevens, interior lineman out of Iowa. Another really good pick. It'll give Sam Darnold some protection. I think that's going to be really good for him. And then yeah, Bo Stevens is a great pick, though. Yeah. Anyways, 199, they went with Emmanuel Henderson Jr., wide receiver out of Kansas. That's a great pick, too. It'll give another weapon for Sam Darnold to throw to. So that's going to be great for him. Yeah, it's going to be great for the team as well. Yeah. Then 236 with Andre Fuller, cornerback out of Toledo. That's a really good pick, too. Gets the secondary some help as well. So, yeah. And then 242, they went with Devin Eastern, defensive tackle out of Minnesota. Another really good pick. It'll get the defensive line a lot of good stuff. So, yeah. And then 255, Michael Dansby, cornerback out of Arizona. So Arizona secondary was really good last year. But yeah, another really good pick. I think they'll get the secondary. They got a lot of cornerbacks, but I think they addressed it pretty well. But so like what I said, Emmanuel Henderson Jr. earlier, so it's be great for the quarterback and the team. It's also going to be great for Emmanuel Henderson Jr. as well because he's on a really really good team. He's going to thrive well there. So yeah, I figured I'd throw that out. I feel like I throw that disclaimer out real quick. So yeah, we got 3 more teams. So yeah, then we get the Bucks. We got Ruben Bain Jr. Pick 15 at edge Miami. That's who I originally thought the Saints would get. That's a great pick for them. That it'll give the defense a lot of good stuff there. Ruben Bain was really, really good last year. I mean, I'm surprised he fell that far, but I think the Buccaneers fell into their hands. I think that's going to really work out for them. And pick 46, they went with Josiah Trotter, linebacker out of Missouri. That's a really good pick for them too. I think that's going to help their defense out because the defense had some inconsistencies last year. Let's be real. And then yeah, there's that. Then pick 84, we went with Ted Hurst, wide receiver out of Georgia State. Another really good pick. It'll give another weapon for Baker Mayfield to throw to. And as terrible as Georgia State was last year, Ted Hurst was really good. So at least he's able to go to a team that's much better than Georgia State's. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Bucks, and the Bucks weren't that good last year, but still. Then Keontae Scott was drafted at 116, cornerback out of Miami, another Miami player. You can't go wrong with them, though, to be fair. It's another really good pick, and it's going to help their secondary out. So I think that's going to be really beneficial for the teams. Yeah. And then 155, they went with DeMonte Capehart, D lineman out of Clemson. Another really good pick. It'll help the defense out. So I think it's a big priority for them in this draft. So yeah. And then pick 160, went with Billy Schrauth, guard on Notre Dame. That's another really good pick. It'll help Mayfield get some protections. Yeah. Then pick 185, they went Bowers, my boy Bowers Sharp, tight end from LSU. That's a good pick. I think it's another tight end you can add with Cade Otton. I'm pretty sure it's another tight end. He was a good tight end last year. No, I know that the LSU offense wasn't great, but he's been one of the better tight ends in the SEC. So I think he'll be great with the Bucks. Yeah, especially a much better situation there, the offensive situation than whatever LSU was last year. So yeah, overall, good job for the Buccaneers. I think they addressed some needs some valid needs. Yeah. We got 2 more picks left. We got the Tennessee Titans, and man, that logo just looks so weird. I just missed the Flames. I don't know. And then pick 4 for pick 4, they went with Carnell Tate, wide receiver out of Ohio State. I think it's a really good pick for them. He was really, of course, you can't go wrong with Ohio State wide receivers. He was really good last year for them. He'll give Cam Ward a really, really good weapon to throw to. So I think it's going to be really beneficial for Titans, especially with a kind of a new era at the Titans with a bunch of ball people at the helm. So yeah, and then we love our ball people though. Anyways, pick 31. They went with Kendrick Falk, edge out of Auburn. It's another really good pick. Kendrick Falk was probably the best player for Auburn last year. Auburn definitely had potential to be a good team last year. It's just they couldn't win games. They were able to compete, but they couldn't win. Just like LSU men's basketball. But that's a really good pick for them. I think he'll be really good with the Titans. I think they'll help that defense out too. So, and then pick 60 with Anthony Hill Jr., another edge. This time from Texas, another really good pick. I think it's going to help the defense out there too. So I think that's going to be great for them. And then pick 142 with Fernando Carmona, interior lineman from Arkansas. I think that's a great pick. It will give Cam Ward some protection. I think that's going to be really helpful for him, considering, the Titans were kind of a disaster last year. Let's be completely real. I think it's be great for them. Then pick 165. They went Nicholas Singleton, running back from Penn State. Honestly, a very underrated pick. I think he's really good. They got Penn State usually brings out some really good running backs, like they had Saquon Barkley, of course, a long time ago. Some other really good ones, yeah. But I think he's going to be great for them. He'll get Tony Pollard and all that. So I think he's going to really help the running back room. So, yeah. And pick 184, they went with Jackie Marshall, D lineman out of Baylor. I think it's another really good pick. I know Baylor's defense was bad last year. Jackie Marshall's actually a really good player. So I think he'll be great for the Titans. Yeah. And then pick 194, they went with Pat Coogan, center out of Indiana, another really good pick. Of course, he's on the national championship team. I think that'll be great for Cam Ward. He'll get a really good center to use. So, yeah, I think it'll be great. He'll go from protecting Fernando Mendoza snapping to Fernando Mendoza as well, to doing that with Cam Ward. Yeah. And then pick 225, they went with Jaron Canick, tight end out of Oklahoma, another good pick. I think it'll be great that they get another weapon for Cam Ward to throw to. I guess it was Bowers Sharp to replace Pence. Yeah, I think it's a really good pick. Yeah, I think he'll thrive. I think he'll thrive well with Cam Ward. So. The last one up, overall, I think Titans picked pretty well in this draft. That's all, yeah. Then the Commanders, last but not least, we have the Commanders. And we're almost 3 hours into the stream. But they had 6 picks. Let's start off with pick 7 with Sonny Styles, linebacker at Ohio State. It's a really good pick. He was probably the best off the board, best on the board at that point. I think they made a really good decision again. And I think that's really going to help the Commanders defense, because I think that Commanders defense had some issues last year. Let's be real for a second. Let's be real here. They had a lot of injuries last year that didn't really help them. So, yeah, but I think that's going to be. But I think that's going to be really good I think it'll be really good with the Commanders. I think he'll also be with Fred Warner as well. Like that's going to be. Wait, he's actually at the 49ers again? No, I was thinking Bobby Wagner. Sorry. Yeah, he'll be Bobby Wagner. I think it's going to be really good pair with him, Bobby Wagner, and Sonny Styles, and others too. Yeah, that's going to be great.
Jimmy's down here, and he's like, oh man, it's starting to handle a good thing.
And then and then they didn't pick again until the third round. I stuttered so much there. But pick 71 with Antonio Williams, wide receiver out of Clemson. That's a great pick for them. He's a great wide receiver for Clemson. I think that gives Jay Daniels a really good weapon to throw too. So, yeah. Then pick 147. Their picks were so spread out, man. It's so weird. Pick 147 with Joshua Josas, edge of Tennessee. Another really good player. He's one of the best players for Tennessee last year. I know that the defense was great, but he was actually really good. So there's that. I think that's a great pick for them. Joshua Josas, I think he'll thrive well with the Commanders. So, yeah. And then pick 187 with Katron Allen, running back out of Penn State. Another really good pick. I think it's another underrated pick. I mean, like I said, with Nick Singleton, Penn State makes some really good run. Penn State develops some really good running backs. I think Katron Allen's really going to help. I think he'll be a great guy to pair with Austin Eckler. Kind of filled out void Brian Robinson left. Yeah, because what team's Brian Robinson with now? I think it's like, is it the 49ers? The Falcons. Why, bro? Why the Falcons? Sorry. And then Matt Golden. At pick 209, I got Matt Golden, center of Michigan State. It's a great pick for them. Give someone Snap to Daniels also gives some protection too, which would be nice. Yeah. Then last but not least, with the last pick that we're talking about today, at 223, they got Ethan Kalia Kamanis. Ethan Kalia Kamanis, or as Squid Tart Sports calls him, Athon Krakatoa. But yeah, I think it's Ethan Kalia Kamanis. That's a really good pick for them. I think that's a good pick for them. It'll be a great backup to have for Jay Daniels. Also, I think pretty sure it'll be a Marcus Mariota as well. So I think I'll throw out on the quarterback. I know he's going to be a backup, but he was a good quarterback at Rutgers. So I think it'll work out well for him. I know he's not going to be a starter, but still, I think it'll be good for him. God, what's his name?
Hillsborough, Texas area. We have a tornado warning.
Oh, man, sorry. Yeah. Overall, though, this is a very fun draft this year. The Commanders picked pretty well in this draft, so yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think as long as Commanders might need to draft more, might need to draft the hospital at this point, but and the Cardinals too. But I mean, it's a new season, so it'll probably hopefully it'll be different for both of them. So yeah, overall, this was a very fun draft this year. I think it was great. So yeah. Anyways, let's search up NFL draft grades, and then I'll compare my mock drafts to
It's official. We hit our goal of $150,000. I needed we need like a music or something.
draft grades by team.
This is actually awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Let's just look at that and just see what everyone else says.
Absolutely plumb wild. This is absolutely
Let's see. Arizona grade A. I think that's valid. The Falcons were grade B minus. I mean, I think that's valid too. Then Baltimore Ravens B plus. Yeah, I guess you could say that. And then Bills got an A. I think that's valid. They got a lot of players that they really need. Carolina got A minus. I would have probably put maybe I'm a little surprised to get A minus. Maybe I thought they'd go a little lower. I think that's a valid rating. The Bears got A minus. I think that makes sense too. It's a good rating. Bengals got a B. Fair enough. Then Browns are A minus. I mean, they had a lot of picks. I think that makes sense. The Cowboys, they got B plus. I thought they would go A minus here, but I mean, that's valid. I think they addressed what they got. Although I will say maybe it's B plus because they trade away a lot of their picks. So the Eagles of all teams, bro. Look, what are y'all doing? Then A minus for the Broncos. That's valid. I would maybe B plus, but I think it's valid. I think that's a good one. Then the Lions got these are not my ratings, by the way. These are the NFL's this guy's ratings, which I think are valid. Detroit got A minus. I think that's valid too. I think they got good things. Green Bay got a B plus. I would have probably given them a B, but I think that's okay. I think that makes sense. Day one they didn't even pick day one, bro. What are we doing? And then Texas got a B. Yeah, I mean that's kind of valid. Maybe B plus would have been better, but I mean, sure. I guess that makes sense. Colts got a B as well. I think that makes sense too. I mean, they didn't really pick till late. Then the Jaguars got a B. Jaguars got a B. I think that's kind of valid though. Chiefs got A minus. I think that's valid too. I think they have more picks. They would got an A. Yeah. And then the Raiders A minus. I think I would have probably given them an A, but I think that makes sense too. Chargers got a B. I guess that makes sense. LA got a B plus. I would have probably given them a B or B minus just because they had very low picks, but I think they used their picks pretty well though, to be fair. Miami got a B. I mean, you could argue that, but I think they got so many draft picks. I would have probably given them at least a B minus. Vikings got a B. I think that makes sense. New England got a B plus. Makes sense too. I mean, I think they had a pretty good draft. Saints got a B plus. I think that's valid. I mean, I'm not. It's not the best draft in the world, but I think they got a really solid draft out of it. Giants got a B plus. That's valid. I think that makes sense for them. The Jets got a B plus too. I would probably give them I would have argued A minus, but I think honestly I would have argued A minus honestly, but I think B plus makes sense. Or honestly, I would have said an A for the Jets. But I mean, it may have been more picks to be A, but yeah. But Eagles got a B plus. I mean, I'd probably give A minus, but that works too. Steelers got A minus. That's valid. I think they really address a lot of good things, important things. 49ers got an A. I think that makes sense. Maybe B plus, but I think that makes sense either way. The Seahawks got a B. That makes sense too. I think that's a good rating for them. Tampa Bay got an A minus. I think overall, I think that makes sense for them. And then Tennessee got an A minus. I think that makes sense for them too. They got a lot of good stuff out of there. Commanders got a B. That's valid. So no one had a bad draft this year. There wasn't a rating lower than B, I'm pretty sure. I guess no one got lower than a B minus. So overall, everyone had a pretty good draft this year at least. So that's good at least. Anyways, let's compare my mock draft to the real thing. Excuse me. This man is here to meet a 14-year-old girl. For set. I'm not gonna say that out loud because I'm gonna get them monetized. If I do that, I just realized I haven't posted like a non-stream in months or weeks. Round 1. Let's see. What did my mock draft look like? Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right here. Something ain't right. Hold up. What the hell? Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right. So here is what my mock draft looked like. Ironically, I'm wearing the exact same shirt, my Argyle Band shirt. Here's how my mock draft went. Let's see what I got out of it. Fernando Mendoza was correct. Arvell Reese was not correct. They went with David Bailey. I was kind of decided between Arvell Reese and David Bailey, honestly. Cardinals, I said David Bailey, but they actually got Jeremiah Love. I got Tennessee's pick correct with Carnell Tate. I said the Giants would get Sonny Styles. They got an Ohio State a defensive player from Ohio State, but it was not him. It was Arvell Reese instead. And then I said Francis Mauigua will go to the Browns. Where did he go again? Hold on. NFL draft. They got Spencer Fano. Okay. I said lineman, but they got a different. I got offensive tackle correct, but it wasn't. But it was a Spencer Fano, not Francis Mauigua. Yeah, so Jeremiah Love will go to the Commanders. He went to there was actually Sonny Styles that went there because Jeremiah Love went to the Cardinals. So Ruben Bain Jr. will go to the Saints, but he ended up going to the Buccaneers, and the Saints got Jordan Tyson. And I said Mantor Delane would go to the Chiefs, and I was correct, even though they actually moved up to pick him. And I said the Giants would pick Caleb Downs. They actually got, I think they got Francis guy. Yeah, they got Francis Mauigua. And then I said the Dolphins would get Mekhi Lemon. They got Caden Proctor instead. I said the Cowboys would get Jeremiah McCroy. They got Caleb Downs instead. I said that the Rams would get Spencer Fano, but they actually ended up going Ty Simpson, which I was not expecting. Then I said Jordan Tyson will go to the Ravens. So he actually ended up going to the Saints, which I'm happy about. The Ravens got Olaiva Vega Ione, so they went offensive guard instead. Which I think is valid. I said Kenny Sadiq would go to the Buccaneers. They ended up getting Ruben Bain Jr. hit, and they did end up picking tight end at the very end of the draft, like sixth round. Like Bauer Sharp ended up being the tight end. So I said for the Jets, Olaviaga Ion will go at 16 for the Jets. No, they got Kenyon Sadiq instead. Then I said Monreal Freeland would go to the Lions. He ended up going to the Panthers. So they actually took Blake Miller instead. So I got offensive tackle right. It just wasn't the right one. I don't think they even have Blake Miller on here. No, they had him with at the 49ers. Okay, fair enough. And then I had the Vikings getting Dylan Thieneman. He went to the Bears instead. They actually ended up getting Caleb Banks instead. And then Caleb Lamu. I said he go to the Panthers. Panthers went offensive tackle, but they went Monreal Freeland instead. Then for Cowboys, I said they get Kendrick Falk, but they actually ended up going. But it's actually the Eagles that traded up for that. So the Eagles got Mekhi Lemon out of that, and then actually the Cowboys got Malachi Lawrence instead. Then I said Casey Concepcion would go to the Steelers. It ended up being Max Ironacre, and is actually who actually had going to the Chiefs. And then Casey went to the Browns, although Casey going to KC would have been hilarious. I said Peter Woods would go to the Chargers, who actually got Akeem Mesidor instead. And then I said Kenneth Proctor would go to the Eagles. He went way earlier than I thought. It was actually Mekhi Lemon that got it. It was actually a different pick, too. I didn't do trades in my mock draft, to be fair. Then Omar Cooper Jr. said would go to the Browns. I said I got wide receiver correct, but I actually went Casey Concepcion instead. And then it said Kenny McDonald would go to Ohio. Excuse me. Kenny McDonald would go to the Bears. It was actually Dylan Thieneman that they picked. And then I said Akeem Mesidor will go to the Bills. It was actually the Texans that got that pick, and you got Keelan Rutledge instead. The Bills didn't pick that round, to be fair. I said Blake Miller would go to the 49ers. They actually traded with Dolphins. They got Chris Johnson instead. And 49ers didn't even pick in that round. I said the Texans would get Christian Miller. They got Keelan Rutledge, of course. They actually traded that pick. I said Caleb Lamu actually was the one that got picked there for the Patriots at 28. Then for the Chiefs, I said that they get Max Eisenar, but they actually got Peter Woods instead. And I said that the Dolphins would get Colton Hood. But they actually traded that pick at Chris Johnson. Of course, Omar Cooper Jr. was the one that got picked there for the Jets. Then I said that Zion Young will be the one that gets picked for the Dolphins. Of course, the Patriots. They went Caleb Longview instead. And for that pick, it was actually the Titans. They got Kendrick Falk. And then the Seahawks, I said they would get Brandon Sissy. But they actually had Jadarian Price instead. So, yeah. Now let me go back. Let me go to my community post real quick. And then we'll get to unsigned free agents. I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm not going to deep dive into all of them, though. Oh, shoot. I screwed this up.
So things are ramping up right now. We got a tornado warning west of Memphis.
Yeah, actually,
in Arkansas.
Yeah.
For another 37 minutes.
Yeah, Chris Bell went into going to the Dolphins. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Oh, y'all can see that for yourselves.
I'm serious. This
Not trying to make y'all go. Yeah, I think that image messed up.
Look at all these trucks. It's just a bunch of trucks too. That's even more unfortunate. The high winds are going to be a big problem here as that tornadic
Hold up.
circulation crosses. Again, there's another tornado warning down.
What the frick? Yeah, the image cropped out incorrectly. So let me go to Gmail where I actually put that at. Come back to Texas. It's just not the same since you went away. Before you lose your exes and forget all about the Lone Star State. There's a scene for you at the Rudy. I'm just going to tell y'all what I got correct, so that way it's easier. Yeah, yeah. I emailed this to myself because I did in school. I'm not going to post in school because not allowed to have our phones in school, unfortunately. So, yeah. Let's see. Come back to Texas. It's just not the same since you went away. So I said 49ers would get Emmanuel Warren. They got Deshaun Strickland instead. The Cardinals, no. Let's see. No. CJ Allen, no. CJ Allen went to the Saints instead. Then Bills, no. The Raiders traded. Giants picked someone else. Of course, Texans traded. And then different player, different player, different player, different player, different player, traded, different player, different player, different player. Then, although I did say AJ Halsey would go to the Colts, not Colton, I got that correct. I'm pretty sure Chris Bell also went to the Dolphins too. Yeah, Chris Bell did go to the Dolphins. This is a lot later than I said, so I kind of got that one correct. I also got AJ Halsey going to the Colts correct, which is a lot later in the draft. And then, oh wow, I got Avion Terrell correct at the exact pick as well. They traded Brandon Sissy on 52. Dang, traded. Didn't the Panthers get Brazel? Yes, they did. Yes, the Panthers did get Chris Brazel, except it was just later on in the draft than what I originally said. So like I'm getting some of these players correct, it's just sometimes they're not in the right spot in the draft. All right, D'Angelo Pons. And then, all right, I got cornerback right for the Packers, except that instead of Brandon, it said Colton Hood, they went Brandon Sissy. Surprised Brandon Sissy fell that far, but I said Jake Gold there. Wait, never mind. And then moving on, there's my other one. And then let's see, traded. Where did TJ Parker go? He go to the Bills. Okay, fair enough. Like perfectly sunny here, man. That's weird. I'll take it, but yeah. Let's see. Traded. Different player. Traded. Traded. Different player. Traded. Different player. Oh, I said Bryce Young to go a lot earlier than I thought. Traded, and different player.
Not seeing very many people checking out on the WeatherWise app, but once again, it's free. We're not asking for money from you. If you are in the WeatherWise app, if you're already in your safe space, don't delay getting the shelter to do this. But if you're in your safe space, consider putting your dot on the map. Let's make sure that we're reaching people out here. WeatherWise app is free. Go into YALL mode, share your location. It'll pop up as a little blue dot on my map here. I just want to make sure we're reaching people out here. And if we're not, once again, it's okay. We've still got 80,000 people watching. We can force multiply this message.
Then this is a different player. Traded. Different player. Traded. Wait, no, that wasn't traded. Different player. I got wide receiver for the Commanders, just a different one. It wasn't Surratt. It was actually Williams, though. Different player. Traded. Different player.
in Hillsborough.
Traded. Oh wow! I said Deion Burks would go to Indianapolis too. No way! I actually got the Indianapolis picks really well. Yeah, I said Deion Burks would go to Oklahoma. I got that correct, but he went way later than I thought. Like way, way, way later than I thought. He went the 7th round, not the 3rd round. So I actually cooked with the picks with the Colts. It's just I didn't get him in the right spots. I'm not surprised Deion Burks fell that far. Different player.
Oh wow! All right, if you look on the right side of your screen there, you're looking at the actual hook echo.
Oh wow!
You're looking at the actual
Hold on.
storm that might be trying to produce a tornado coming over the road here on this traffic camera. So
Never mind.
this is going to be right there on the
A different player. Hello. Yeah.
Between 35
Different.
west and 35
All right,
east.
different player. Different player. Different player. Different player. Different player. Although I got that one correct, but I wasn't on the right spot. Traded. Different player. Different play. Traded. Different. No, that was already traded. All right. Different player. Different player. Different player. Different player. Different. That was traded. Different player.
Big time tornado trying
And
to
then
right in front of us in the Hillsborough area. This is
I got tackle correct for that. For the except it was instead of Cronover, it was Keelan Frost.
Very dangerous situation for our friends in Hillsborough right now. I can't stress this enough.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
My God, Hillsborough looks like a disaster right now. The weather. Let's see. Got Chris Bell right, just the wrong spot. That was, yeah, different play there, I guess. Different player, different player. That was traded, sorry. Different player. Traded. Traded. Different player. Okay. So yeah, I didn't do 4, 5, 6, and 7. That would be way too much. All right, y'all see my email, so. Anyways, y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. Just kidding. We have undrafted free agents. We're just gonna go over these really quick. I'm not gonna like talk too much about it. Yeah. Nope, wrong one. My bad. Wait, no, that's not even on the NFL website. Now the undrafted free agents. Just I don't. I'm not turn off my ad blocker right now. At least in my concerns. All right, let's see. Arizona has signed Elijah Culp, Trey Wallace, Jameson Gears, Kayina DeCambra, Cam Robertson, Demonic Williams, Wyatt Williams Jr. And the Falcons have signed Carlos Allen, Vinny Anthony, James Brockermeyer, Cash Jones, TJ Nunnally, Malik Rutherford, Jack Strand. I didn't even know Minnesota Moorhead was a football team. Jack Velling, Jack Strand, Jack Velling, Trent Battle, Brendan Fraser, Cam Dewberry, and Riley Malvin. The Baltimore Ravens. Wow, holy Lord. They got. I don't know if they clarify if they. Maybe some of these haven't clarified if they're actually going to training camp or not. But yeah. But we got Cortez Brown, Nick Dawkins, Matthew McDoom, Aaron Grays, Dante McMillan, Tyler Pezza, Diego Pounds, Octavian Smith Jr., Javonte Sylvester, Silas Waters, Ladarius Webb Jr., Reed Williford, Dion Wilson Jr., Joe Fagnano, Diego Pavia, one of the more polarizing people in the draft, but one of the bigger personalities, I guess. But he's actually a really good quarterback. A little surprised he didn't get drafted, but he has a little bit of an ego. But I think honestly, he's earned some respect, honestly, because of what he did to Vanderbilt. Like he actually genuinely put him in such a good position. I know he's at least in a mini camp. I don't know if they signed him though. Anyways, Elijah Tolliver, Ethan Burke, Ethan or Berkey, Dominic DeLuca, and Jacquez Robinson. Then the Bills have signed Deron Gaines, Jamori McGlynn, Demetrius Weatherspoon, Desmond Reed, Max Tomzak, Josh Beadham, Prince Dorba, Cody Huisman, Kenny Walker, Mark Langston. What's a star mean? Oh, invitation rookie minicamp. So did Pave actually get signed? Did Diego Pave actually get signed? No way. Well, good for him. Let's see. Deron Gaines, Ja'Cory McLean, Demetrius Weatherspoon, Desmond Reed, Max Tomzak, Josh Beadham, Prince Dorba, Cody Huisman, Kenny Walker, Mark Langston. Sorry for repeating a lot of that. Then Carolina Panthers have got signed Jalen Gilbrio, Aaron Hall, Haynes King. I completely forgot he was actually in the draft this year, or going to the NFL this year. Cam Miller. I guess someone else named Cam Miller. Kobe Francis, Tyler Moore, and Isaiah Glass. Relation to Philip Glass. It almost smelled like my good friend Isaiah's name. If some of y'all know him, of course. Some of y'all know, like from Marzo 7. The Bears have signed Caden Barnett, Coleman Bennett, KC Azayomomi, Hayden Large. Well, he better be large. Miller Moss. I didn't even realize he was going to the draft. Gabriel Placencia, Skylar Thomas, Amari Kelly, Josh Recruits, who's by the minicamp, Mason Murphy, Mason Murphy, Jaden Loving, Wayne Matthews III, invited to minicamp, David Pringles, been in the minicamp, Bo Gardner are the players that the Chicago Bears signed. Cincinnati has signed Jack Dingle, Eric Gentry, Jack Caddis, Corey Robinson, Sierra Wright, Jamal Haynes, and everyone else was in there too. Noah Thomas and Isaiah Nwakbia. Then the Cleveland Browns has signed. Sorry, my eyes look weird. I have to keep on tweaking. Cleveland Browns signed Devon Booth, Logan Fano. Is it Spencer Fano? Oh, yeah, they're Logan Fano, Spencer Fano brothers. Nice. That makes sense. So got Devin Booth, Logan Fano, Bernard Gooden, my boy from LSU, TJ Harden, listen to James, Carlos Nicholson, Tyreek Sapp, Michael Coach Jr., Aaron Anderson, my boy, Aaron Anderson. I was like, I wonder where he ended up going. At least he got to go somewhere. Cole Wilson, Xavier Miller, Carson Bruno, Kodori Sinor, Zion Washington, Wes Paul. Listen to Jake Paul. Let's see.
This is an interesting little supercell here.
TJ Harden and James Harden. No, okay, fair enough. I figured. There was his real name is Tamarian Harden.
This stuff would just stop going messy.
Let's see, yeah.
Yesterday we couldn't convect, today we can't stop convecting.
Sorry for your background noise. Oh. Then the Cowboys, they haven't really signed that many people compared to others. They signed a decent amount, but not as much compared to others. They signed Camden Brownson, Sidney Fugger, Kevin Gilliam, Jordan Hudson. I'm sorry. It's not the Jordan Hudson that is, I don't know how to put this. That's infiltrating Bill Belichick's life. The Jordan Hudson, the wide receiver from SMU. Shisia Pete, Dominic Richardson, DJ Rogers, Michael Trigg, Tommy Dunn Jr., TJ Withers, and Langston Pete Patterson. Plus, it's a lot of Texas players, and I forgot it's the Dallas Cowboys. So that makes sense. A lot of players from the state of Texas, not the Longhorns, obviously. Then the Broncos They've signed Brent Austin, Luke Basso, Sean Brown, Aiden Kiaina. I don't know. Dan Key, Joseph Manjack the fourth. I love that name. Dastin McCullough, Torian York, Cam Ross, Tyler Miller, Tamatoa McDongu, McDonough, who's got invited to the minicamp. Amari Harvey, William Wright. Then the Lions, they haven't signed that many people. They signed Luke Altmaier. Forgot he was going to the draft this year. Eric Hunter, Anthony Lucas, Melvin Priestley, Deshaun Rucker, Miles Kitzelman, and Amarius Brown. Then the Packers have signed Kyron Jones. I kind of forgot he was going to the draft too. This makes sense why Ethan Grunkemeyer transferred to Virginia Tech. Kyron Jones, Enai Falai, Jaden Nixon, TJ Quinn, J. Michael Sturtevant is like R. Mason Dixon, looks like J. Michael Sturtevant, Isaiah Jacobs, who got invited by the minicamp. Someone named Maryland. Maryland? Is that the only name? It's like American Idol. We're like,
Very powerful man. It's going to cross the road now.
it is probably misspelling. RJ Maryland. Okay, I guess they just said Maryland. Yeah, I guess it goes RJ Maryland, Dylan Barrett, sorry, Josh Gasecki. There's a Mike. No, it's spelled differently. Dylan Wade, Nye Jalik Kelly. In relation to Brian Kelly? No, he's not Kenzel Kelly. So Houston Texans has signed Josh Pitzenberger, Jack Stonehouse. I mean, I think the punter could actually work out for them, honestly. Jaden Woodhall, Noah Whittington, Colin Wright, Sebastian Harsh. You can call around Sebastian Harsh. Daniel Sobkowitz, Stephen Hall, James Neal III, Travion Saunders, what's the censor? Sam Hagan, Dominic Bailey, Colin Wright, and Chris Freeman, who's invited to minicamp. That's for the Texans. Okay. The Colts, they haven't really got that many people. Austin Brown, my boy Wes Weeks, Whit Weeks' brother. Good for him. I'm glad Wes Weeks got signed somewhere. Raylan Sharp, maybe he's related to Bowler. I don't know. Cameron Ball, Taj Chambers, and Mitchell Melton. Wow, the Jaguars have signed a lot of people. They got They signed Joey Aguilar, who kind of forgot was going to the draft this year. Brady Boyd, Garrett DeGiorgio, Devin Marshall. Good Lord, dude. That's loud. Devin Marshall, Jimto, Obidgu? I don't know. Ben Patterson. From Texas Permian Basin. Nice. Ben Patterson, Trevor Pena. And I'm surprised they didn't get drafted, honestly. Trevor Pena. And Jamari Taylor, Brian Thomas Jr. No, not the same one from LSU, but that's from South Carolina. Wouldn't he be the third then? That's spelled differently. Alex Bullock. Sorry. Michael Wortham. Ethan Connor. Jordan White. Imagine his was actually Whitehead. Jordan Whitehead. Jordan White, TJ Bowlers, Jaden Hunt, Quindarius Dunnigan, Preston Hodge, Devon Marshall, Devin Neal, not the running back for the Saints. I used to play for Kansas, but safety from Virginia. And then Tyler Perkins, who's got invited to the minicamp. Then the Chiefs, okay. The Chiefs signed VJ Anthony, Wesley Biasente, Jeff Caldwell, Mari Evans, Al J. Henderson, John Michael Gillenberg, Pete Nigura, Xavier Nwankpa, Jaden Ott, I didn't know Jaden Ott was in the draft this year. Deshaun Singleton, EJ Smith, Ken Seals. Forgot he was in the draft. He got invited to the minicamp. He looked good in that game against USC though. Tyrion Stewart, my boy Josh Thompson, Ethan Herkett, Donovan Branch, what if he's right, but Zachariah, he got my minicamp. Zelmar Vetter, And Connor Stutz, who got invited to minicamp. Then Vegas.
A tornado out here.
Then Vegas, they signed Jacob Clark,
Right over
Roman Himby. Oh, I forgot he was in the draft this year too. I'm surprised he didn't get drafted anywhere. Isaiah Jada, Kansi Mazua, Caleb Offer, Gary Smith III, Story Robertson. I'm surprised he didn't get drafted. It's just his defense was terrible. Story Robertson, I think, could actually be a really good backup for them. But we have Fernando Mendoza, I guess. Chase Roberts, EJ Williams Jr., Matt Lauder, CN Sloan, Xavier Sorey Jr., Tanner Wall, Tyler Duzansky, sorry. Then the Chargers have signed Lander Barton, Jaron Bradley, Sincere Brown. What a name, Sincere Brown. Devontae Ross, Avery Smith, Jerry Wilson, Isaiah World. I'm surprised he didn't get. I forgot. I didn't know he was in the draft this year. Jameer Carter, Gregory Desroziers, Evan Svoboda, Jacob Spalmer, my boy Jacobian Guillory, Terry Webb, Niles Kane, Nadame Tucker, Rodney Shelley, Noah Avenger, Devin Grant, and Marshall Nichols, who got invited to minicamp. In the Rams, I am so freaking tired, bro. I've been on the stream for 3.5 hours, man. That's crazy. I just want to play some video games, man, but I do this for y'all. I love doing it, man. But it's a lot. The Rams have signed Wesley Bailey, Austin Blasky, Matthew Caldwell. I forgot that he was the backup for Texas. Matthew Caldwell, Dean Connors, Nick Hague, Hill Green, Jackson Moy, Daryl Peterson, Eddie Walls, EJ Williams, Rohan Jones, Dan Villery, Dre Norwood, and Nick Anderson. Not the wide receiver from LSU, but the safety from Wake Forest. Miami Dolphins, they haven't really signed that many people, actually. They signed Mike Gronowski. I did not know he was in the draft this year. Anthony Hankerson, Rene Conga, Lewis Moore, Mason Riger, Le'Veon Moss. I didn't even know he was in there, too, in the draft. Romello Brinson, Donovan McCauley, then Jim Bonifaz. Bring Le'Veon Moss, Thaddeus Moss, Randy Moss, and Zach Moss all on the same team. And the Vikings, they've signed a lot of players. Jeez. Actually, decent enough. You got Marcus Allen, Devon Armstead, Dylan Bell, Jordan Botelho, Tyreek Chappell, Monkel Goodwine, Tristan Lay, Shalik Knots, Kelly Lawson, Tristan Lay, Delby Lemo. He's part from Louisiana. This is the Delby Lemio, Keegan Owens. After I say Louisiana, Keegan Owens, Thomas, Rimac, Marcus Sanders, Cameron Stewart, Jacob Thomas, Brett Thorson, Scooby Williams. What I love that name. Lucas Weissong. Then the Patriots, they sent a little bit. They sent a few people. You got Kyle Dixon, Channing Canada. They changed the format. Nick DeGennaro, Kenneth Harris. That's weird. I used to know someone named Kenneth Harris. Ironically, he goes to Texas Tech, but yeah. David Blay, Jimmy Kibble. Hi, Kenneth Harris, if you're watching. Jimmy Kibble, Miles Montgomery, Tanner Arkin, John Darius Morgan, Cameron Dorner. Hey, North Texas player. Nice. Then Jacob Rizzi, Florida State and Harvard. Maybe he transferred mid-season. I don't know. Yeah, I played for both of them at the same time. That's crazy. Imagine. All right. The Saints. Oh, they haven't really signed that many people. We got Cody Hardy, Michael Heldman, Keyshawn Silver, CJ Donaldson, Mekhi Muse, who we invited to minicamp, Alan Heron, Alex Wolf, Shay Lager, Javar Suggs, Deshaun Jones, Jeremiah McLendon, and then Mason Shipley. Okay, we got Mason Shipley. Okay, we got a kicker in there. That's good. I think we got a decent amount of players in there. The New York Giants. Oh, geez, they barely signed anyone. We got Inquin Barnes, Ben Mann, Ryan Skurinecki, Dominic Zavada, Kevorion Barnes, and Colton Deertree, who got invited to minicamp. The New York Jets got Maury Bamba. Take it to RY, it's Mo Bamba. Do you think his nickname is Mo Bamba? Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Kendrick Blackshire, Chase Curtis, Will Ferrin, Colin Lacey, Chip Trayanum, Sam Scott, DT Sheffield, then Malik McLean. The Philadelphia Eagles, they got Tucker Large, Deontay Lawson, Maximus Poli, Jaden Roberts, Rocco Underwood, Daquan Wright, Joshua Whirl, Kapina Gushikin. Pittsburgh, oh, they barely signed anyone. They got Lake McCree. I love that name. Sounds like a landmark. Devin Boykin, or Devan Boykin, Lath Marjan, Kevin Jabati Jr., Chairman Metayer, and Dalen Carnell. Carnell Tate? I'm kidding.
So that's what's happening with that. We still have a tornado warning as well for across Francis County down here between Houston, Schmidt, and Arkansas. Rotation's going to be somewhere around this camera right here, but you're not going to be able to see anything. You're not going to be able to see anything. And it looks like they did actually downgrade this to a radar indicated warning. It's no longer observed, but the storm's still dangerous.
I'll look for something later. All right, let's see. I already got.
People are asking me about Tennessee.
Yeah, I got the 49er. I got the 49ers. Let me read the Pittsburgh. Lake McCree, Devin Boykin, left margin. Kevin Jabati Jr., Chairman, Metayer, and Dalen Carnell. Oh, yeah, that's right. 49ers, sorry, I keep on repeating myself. Just so I can make sure I get everything done. 49ers got Juice Chestnut, Khalil Dinkins, Wesley Grimes, Mikael Kamara. I didn't realize he was in the draft this year, too. Wouldn't it be funny if we went to the Saints with Alvin Kamara? Will Pauling, Jalen Stroman, James Thompson, Jared Brown, Bryson Eason, Kobe Humphrey, and Jack Bowenmeister. See, all the kickers and punters being signed. That's good. And then Seahawks, they got Devian Deal, Lance Mason, Uso Siomalo, Jake Retzlaff, who got invited to minicamp. I didn't even realize he was in the draft this year. Aiden Hubbard, Marvin Jones Jr., Jordan Crook, who got invited. Jordan Crook, Joshua Eaton, and Miles Roser. Those three got invited to minicamp. And Mark Stampley II also got invited to minicamp. So I didn't even see that. Tampa Bay got Jalon Daniels. Almost forgot he was in the draft. Could you imagine if he went to the Commanders, though? Jaden and Jalon. Jalen. I think it's Jalen. I just call him Jalon just so I don't get mixed up with Jay Daniels. Jalon Daniels, Deshaun McKnight, Jack Pyburn. My boy Jack Pyburn. I didn't even realize he was in the draft this year either. But hey, at least he got signed somewhere. That's nice. Eric Rivers, Noah Short, Javen Wright, Chandler Morris. Hey, former UNC player. Almost forgot he was in the draft too. Dean Patterson, who's got invited to minicamp. Adamola Falai, who's got invited to minicamp as well. Paul Rubelt, Caden Fordham, and JY or Jai Gilmore. I'll say JY because both those letters are capitalized. So, yeah. Tennessee, they got Shad Banks Jr., Sean Brown, Bishop Fitzgerald, Latrell McCutcheon, Jalen McMurray, Tyron Montgomery, Caden Salter. I almost forgot he was in the draft too. Emil Wagner and Hank Beatty. And Washington Commanders, they got Jaden Bradley, Fred Davis II, Robert Henry Jr., Chris Hilton, my boy Chris Hilton. I kind of forgot he was there sometimes, but I'm glad he got signed somewhere. And actually, it's great because he'll be with Jaden Daniels again, which will be nice. So I think Chris Hilton's going to the Commanders. Actually, a really, really good thing for him. Jeffrey Mabah, then Quint Moore, Malik Stenser, Tanoa Togiai, and then Drew Stevens. Ladies and gentlemen, my voice is dead. I've been live for over 3.5 hours now. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. Have a nice day and goodbye. See you next one. Peace. I can go shower now. Yay. Peace.